Jim.
Update, man.
Our update guy is back. Swish Jim is back. You still look basically the same.
I haven't changed, John.
I know you've been consuming a lot of San Diego sports while you were away, I'm sure.
I'm good. I'm still a little jet lagged.
You sound it.
The travel was a lot, but the trip was like just a completely eye-opening, amazing. It gives me a new appreciation for things just because of how beautiful Switzerland was, and Italy was it's become my favorite place on the planet. Like, it is so picturesque and perfect and amazing that we were talking about it on the way home. We need to get back there like ASAP.
Well, it's good you found a newfound appreciation for San Diego. Jim's favorite place in the world is now Italy. He's back here talking to San Diegans each and every day. One thing he's learned, his newfound appreciation is, man, he really hates.
No, that's not what I
The
said.
US.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I just was emphasizing how beautiful Italy and Switzerland was.
I told you this because I always kind of rip you for, like, you basically haven't been anywhere before now, right? Like, you've been to, like, Fresno. And now you've been to Europe. Now you're like the world traveler. So it's good to have you back.
Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? We do have Swish Jim back in the States for day number 2. He hasn't moved yet to Italy or Switzerland. We are
Still
reacting. You're here, which is good. We are reacting to a Padres winning streak and winning just trend that continues, right? Last night over the Pirates, today well on their way, leading right now in the 7th inning, as Jim just told you, 8-1, and just trying to keep pace with teams like Arizona, maybe gain a game tonight on the LA Dodgers, going for another sweep of a series against Pittsburgh. If they win today and they're well on their way in the 7th inning with an 8-1 lead, they'll be 6 for 6 against Pittsburgh. And earlier this year, they were 6 for 6 against the Washington Nationals. Here's my point, Jim. It's like we're trying now to find things to not be content with, where we should all be absolutely thrilled with everything that's playing out if you're a San Diego Padres fan. Like what happened last night, we'll get into it, even though we can move on as well because they're playing right now. What happened last night is like, hey, is your bullpen overtaxed and how are you going to deal with it? Guys, they're 18-3 in their last 21 games. Nothing is wrong. Everything is great.
They're going to win this game. They're up 8-1.
Right.
That will now be 19 of 22.
Yeah.
It will be the best record still in the National League since the All-Star break. That there'll be 19-4, right? Since the All-Star break?
That's right.
19-4 since the All-Star break. And there is nothing to complain about.
And that's coming from us.
Nothing to complain about. If you are the person out there that is saying, well, Jake Cronenworth should hit in the 3-hole. Oh, my gosh. Or, Hwa-Seong Kim needs to be benched. He sucks. Or, oh, my gosh, this bullpen is being used like crazy right now.
Bryce Johnson isn't good enough.
I can't believe the Diamondbacks aren't giving us this moment right now, bro. Stop. There is nothing to complain about with this team. The only thing right now that we're talking about is, when will Tatis return? We talk about the games, obviously, and what happens in those games. Martin Perez, another fantastic outing today for the Padres. Jackson Merrill, how he has emerged as, front runner for Rookie of the Year. Manny Machado, consistent. This team winning every single day. It seems like Mike Schilt making all the right moves when it comes to his bullpen. Michael King emerging as a guy that frontline starter for this team. Is Yu Darvish going to return? That's the extent. And then obviously what's happening around the National League with the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers and the playoff picture, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're one of those people out there that is watching these games and the first thing that comes to your mind is to complain coming from us,
yeah, that's what makes it kind of.
I don't know what to tell you.
That's what makes it kind of.
There's nothing right now. This team is on an absolute heater. They're playing the best baseball in franchise history. Like, that's not hyperbole. That's a fact. The stretch that they're on right now, the best in franchise history. Stop complaining. Enjoy the ride.
Well, most people are.
Most people are. Stop.
Okay, here's what I would say, and this all stems back to last night, where I think it was probably misworded from Kevin Acee postgame. And the reason I say that is Kevin said today that it was misworded because I have from his daily Padres article that he puts out each and every day. He said this exact thing. Let's hear it, and then I can tell you what Kevin had to say about it. So this was Kevin with Mike Schill postgame, but this is how good it is that we're talking about how are you going to manage your bullpen because all you do is win games. Right. Therefore, all you do is turn it over to your really talented, A-team high leverage relievers. So Kevin asked about, it basically starts here what you're about to hear from Schilt. Kevin said, well, wouldn't it be better to have 5-run leads as opposed to smaller leads?
Have a 5-run lead.
Of course it would help. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say to that. Of course it would help.
Mike, this is a lot. Like, it's a lot. These high leverage guys having to go night and night out, and you're kind of like saying that it's not.
I didn't say it.
Or,
Ace, you're putting words in my mouth.
Okay.
I am pitching them accordingly to my experience in the communication with them. If you have an exception with that, then, but of course, if it's a 5-0, I don't come here to argue with you. I've already answered it very clearly for a minute. I don't know what more you want me to tell you that you're not hearing from me. I really don't. I've realized they pitched a lot. I've recognized it. I've given you the usage. Obviously, if it was 5-0, that would be better. It wasn't. We're winning games. I don't know what. I really have no idea how to answer a question any better or clearer.
So they're winning games. This is what Kevin then wrote today in his Padres Daily newsletter. I asked a poorly worded question after last night's game regarding how it would be good to have a 5-run lead instead of playing all these close games. And then we just heard what happened, obviously, between Schilt and Kevin. But that became a big story last night because we did a wrap-up show and reacted as much to them winning behind Michael King as we did to the Mike Schilt and Kevin Acee back and forth. We'll have Kevin, obviously, here on Jon and Jim on Friday. But that's how good it is, that the only thing that isn't good is that they're arguably using good pitchers too much, but that's a good thing. You're only pitching Robert Suarez with leads, and they've had a lot of leads.
And went out and addressed your bullpen issues to use these guys as much as possible when you are in a close game and those guys are asked to go out there. Like it, you traded for Tanner Scott to have him pitch as much as possible. I want to see Tanner Scott out there like almost every day if we can see him. And obviously Mike Schilt is not going to be reckless with his bullpen usage. They have a plan. They know what they're doing. Like for all the things that we've talked about Mike Schilt this year, not a lot has been on the field in between the white lines. A lot of it has been post game. I mean, like once again, we're talking about a post game Mike Schilt press conference. We don't really talk a lot about the moves he makes in games because majority of the time the moves he makes in games we kind of like agree with, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But it's also a move that we sit here and say, yeah, I agree with it. It just didn't work out.
I don't understand. And again, I'm sure we'll talk about it with Kevin, even though he was on earlier today on San Diego Sports 760. I'm sure I'll try to rehash it on Friday, even though it might be very old news by then. And I understand that Kevin's got to get quotes from the manager, and he's asking a very fair question. Like, it's a good problem to have. What do you do if you have so many, if you're leading every single night? What's the plan of attack? Because you can't throw Tanner Scott and Robert Suarez every single day. But they know better than anyone else does on the availability of their pitchers. And if a pitcher is down, like there's literally a card that Mike Schilt has handed, and some of the pitchers are blacked out or crossed out heading into the game. They would never, under any circumstance, turn to a pitcher that is either like, line through or blacked out. In fact, if a game goes 15 innings and Robert Suarez is down, you're just going to see a starting pitcher or you're going to see a position player. So, like, again, we're at the point where we're arguing over the most ridiculous things. They're 19-3 in their last 22 games. Therefore, you're going to be pitching Tanner Scott and Robert Suarez. If you're 3-19, we don't see those guys for 2 weeks. So we complained about that with Josh Hader. Where is this dude in August? They don't have any leads.
These are the best problems to have at this point in the season. I would take these quote unquote issues than anything else. Like, oh no, we have to use our really good pitchers out of the bullpen a lot. Yep. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Like that's the whole point of this. You have opportunities to win games. you use your best pitchers. Like, then they have a lot of leads lately. I mean, shoot, they're the best team in baseball since the All-Star break.
Right, exactly.
And they traded for Scott and Adams to go out there and pitch a lot, because what was one of the weaknesses of this team heading to the deadline? It was the bullpen. And they addressed, it wasn't like a full-on weakness, but it needed an upgrade. And if you're not going to go and fully upgrade your starting rotation through the through trade deadline, even though Martin Perez is like Sandy Koufax 2.0. But if you're not going to do that, guess what? We're going to bolster the hell out of our bullpen and make it one of the best, if not the best, in baseball. So wouldn't you want this team to use these guys as much as possible? Like, they're not going to pitch 4 days in a row or 3 days in a row even. But 4 out of 5, 6 out of 8, like, if they're winning games, there's nothing to be complaining about.
The amazing part of it, and the reason I gave Mike Schultz so much credit actually for his in-game managing, is that he doesn't have a lot of, came back to bite him moments. Like, I'll give you the example. If they don't use Tanner Scott and Robert Suarez and Jason Adam yesterday, and they lose the game, but they don't use those 3 pitchers, they blow, let's say, at one point it's 2-0, they stretch out to 3-0. They call on Yuki Matsui in a 2-0 game, and he blows the lead. Or they turn it over to Jeremiah Estrada, who has not been himself over the last couple of weeks at least, and they don't hold the lead. The first question being asked by, maybe not Kevin, but by the media, and the first thing people are saying on social media is, how did you not go to Jason Adam and Tanner Scott and Robert Suarez if they were available? Were they available is the first question. No. And when he says yes, the next question is, why didn't you use them?
Last night was an absolute textbook type of managing performance that you want to see. And to be honest with you, like, this is nothing against Mike Schultz. Me and you could have managed that game. That's how easy it is right now when it comes to roles out of that bullpen. Defined roles are Tanner Scott, Adam, like it goes Adam, Scott, Suarez. That's your A team. That's the ideal situation. You make it a 6-inning game. Michael King pitched great last night. Boom. You have the lead. We're going Adam, Scott, Suarez. That's it. And he did it. So it's like, why are we? There's nothing to be upset about. There's nothing to be complaining about. The usage of the bullpen, it would be one thing if they were losing a bunch of games, but they're like winning a bunch of games and they have an off day tomorrow with the blowout win today that's going to be happening here and go final in a little bit. You'll have 2 full off days for your A-team bullpen to go into this long stretch of games without an off day, 18 straight. And I have a feeling, John, that they have a plan for things and they're not going to be
which I was like harping on throughout the 2022 postseason, which is like, why aren't you using Robert Suarez and Josh Hader? Like, against the Phillies, did Josh Hader appear in the series? In game 2, maybe.
He appeared in game 2.
That was it. In a 5-game series, there's Josh Hader one time. I'd much prefer the opposite, which is we're going to see, let's say, Robert Suarez 4 times in a 5-game series in the playoffs and 1 time in a 5-game series. All right, we continue to react to that. Text line is open, 70470, started with team. We have great giveaways here today. And on the other side, the Padres can only control what they can control, and that's not a bad thing. We'll explain coming up, plus the latest on the Aztecs quarterback competition as well this hour. Once this game goes final, we'll hear from Mike Schultz again following the series finale. Stay with us. All right, Jon Jim with you when Padres Pirates goes final. You'll hear from Mike Schill. We have great giveaways today as well, so don't go anywhere. In fact, we're going to do a giveaway. This segment, Jim, you choose. Is it going to be Chicago with Earth, Wind, and Fire or Slightly Stupid at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater?
I'm gonna pick Slightly Stupid, John.
Okay, I like that. No commentary.
No, just that's
okay.
what I'm picking.
So stay tuned. We'll let you know how to win those tickets. Best record since the All-Star break, and there's a reason I'm going here. San Diego with today. Let's put it in.
Lock it in, John.
19-4.
19-4.
Arizona, let's put it in. They're up 7 in the 8th.
Yeah,
on Colorado.
Yeah, lock it in.
They are 20-5. So Padres 19-4, better winning percentage than Diamondbacks 20-5. Dodgers playing tonight have played really well. They're now 15-8.
What, 6 in a row?
They've won five in a row, and they are 15-8 in the second half. Those are the 3 best records in baseball. They're all in the same division. But you and I say, don't worry.
No.
You can't worry. Control what you can control, and the Padres have done more than that over the last 3+ weeks.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it, and there's some people that are whining about it and being just really annoying, but there's other people that are like talking about, hey, the Diamondbacks keep winning. This sucks. I'm like, whoa, back up. We are in a situation where there is a lot of baseball left. Yep. There is not 4 games left in the season. There is 40 games left in the season.
1/4 of the year.
I sent you this text today, which even you're like, wait, what? And let me just pull this up here from Uncle 13 Teddy on Twitter.
Okay.
Said after 121 games, the 2024 Padres were 68-53 in 2021.
In 2021, they were 68-53.
68-53 in 2021. Guess what their record is right now, notwithstanding the win today that they're going to have?
68-53.
And you know what happened in 2021?
I do. They finished under 500.
Right. So lots can happen. All right. There is no reason, none, to be whining and crying about the Diamondbacks winning all of these games, just like the Padres are winning a bunch of games and matching each other for win. There's no point in it right now because there's so much time. If there was a week left, okay, then it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe the Diamondbacks just won again.
Yep.
Right now, yes, you look at the standings, and of course we look at where they're at and everything, and I feel very confident in their chances to make the postseason this year because of the way they're trending. It was the opposite direction. But to whine about the Diamondbacks continuously winning these games, stop. You sound like an idiot.
Well, here's what that's spot on. And here's the other thing, that if they actually play, if the Padres have the best record in the majors post-break at the end of the year, they're not finishing in 3rd place in the division.
No.
Now, I can't guarantee that they're going to win the division because the Dodgers are capable of playing really good baseball. We've seen it a lot over the years. Now, Arizona hasn't traditionally put together, 50-game stretches where they've the best record in baseball, but they were coming off a World Series appearance last year. I'm just telling you this right now. If the Padres finish the second half with the best record in Major League Baseball, they're not finishing in 3rd place. That's all I'm going to say. So you're at least hosting a playoff series in that wild card round. You're hosting Arizona as opposed to the alternative. And there's a very good chance, I feel confident in saying this, there's a very good chance if they have the best record in the majors in the second half, they could win the division. A very good chance.
Very good chance. The right now, just enjoy what's happening with this team.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't understand the whining and bitching and complaining about the Diamondbacks winning all these games while the Padres are doing the exact same thing, stealing our moment. Stop. What are you talking about? What?
August.
It's August 14th.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson isn't Mr. August.
Yeah, stop. Is it a little annoying that the Diamondbacks are winning at the same clip?
Would you prefer them to be 3-19 in the second half? Sure.
Of course you would.
But if they are, by the way, then I'm making up. Philadelphia's 19-3.
Yeah, someone is.
And again, as we play right now, the Padres are 3.5 games away from the best record in the National League, let alone the division.
They're taking care of business. They're winning a bunch of games. They're the best team in baseball since the All-Star break, record-wise. if you are sitting there and you're not happy about that or you're not enjoying it, I feel like this show today is about like, guys, take a step back and
Let's
enjoy what's
this.
happening.
Yeah, we really should. I mean, how many times you could have been a Padres fan from day one and you've never seen a regular season stretch better than this? I mean,
this is the best in franchise
factual.
history.
They've never been 18-3 coming in over 21 games, now 19-3 over 22 games. They've never been 18-3, let alone 19-3. It should be enjoyed and celebrated. This team has everything going for it. The it factor, the luck factor, the overcoming adversity, the bullpen that's been strengthened by AJ Preller, the lineup that's 1 through 9, even without Tatis, the strong rotation that's been bolstered by Musgrove and Martin Perez, even.
Yeah.
Like
great Martin Perez.
They have everything going for them. Everything.
Yeah, they do. And to look at the Diamondbacks and have that hamper your enjoyment of what's happening in the moment, I think those people are completely misguided, because the Padres are also having a moment. There's no ruining of moments here. Like,
that's a great point.
Like what are the Diamondbacks ruining that the Padres, for the Padres? That nothing. The Padres, if anything,
such a good point,
are being talked about in the same sense, in the same like breath as the Diamondbacks, from like, hey, both of those teams are the best in baseball right now.
Don't let a wedding in Lake Como take away from your wedding. Or seriously, like, don't let someone else's prom date take away from your prom date. You know what I mean? Like, don't lose sight of everything that's going on for you. This happens all the time, comparing, right? Like, I say it to my 5-year-old, like, don't worry about whether she can run faster or you can read better, or stop comparing.
Yeah, the comparing is really bad.
Because, by the way, if you want to compare with the Padres in the second half, good luck, because everyone's trying to keep up with the Padres, not vice versa.
Yeah, I am just like hyper focused on the Padres taking care of business. That's it.
Just keep winning. Now I'm like, Schilt. It's like, of course, they're not going to win every game they play like this. They're not going to go 19-3 forever. But if they go 2 out of 3 for a long time.
Well, now they've done the hard work. They've won a bunch of games in a row.
Yeah.
They have put themselves in great position. So now when Schilt was, talking about it's all about winning series at the beginning of the year, and then they would lose 4 in a row and it would completely negate the series wins. Well, guess what? Now it is about winning series, because they've done the hard work. They've gotten to the point where they've given themselves margin for error. Not a little, like a good bit. They're going to be what, 16 games over 500 now? 15? I'm
69-53 with a win today. 16.
16. There will be 16 games over 500 today. They just win series from here on out. They're going to win 90 plus games. Easy.
Call right now. By the way, we'll hear from Mike Schilt when this game goes final, which is momentarily, so don't go anywhere. We'll have full post-game reaction following this game momentarily, but call right now if you want 2 free tickets to see Slightly Stupid, North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, August 24th. Caller 5, you have 2 free tickets to see Slightly Stupid at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, August 24th, 877-767-4760. Call right now, 877-767-4760. Caller 5, free tickets to see Slightly Stupid on August 24th. Post-game reaction. We'll hear from Mike Schilt next on Jon and Jim. All right, hey guys, it's Schaefer, and listen up. We have found paradise, Circa Las Vegas. We were there in July. We're heading back next week. That's hard to believe. What day is it? Wednesday?
A week from today, John.
A week from today, we'll be at Circa in Las Vegas, where it will not be 118 degrees. It'll be hot, but it won't be 118 degrees. Circa is truly a sports lover's dream. Trust us. We've been there so many times over the last 2 or 3 years. You have to see their sports book if you've never seen it. It's the largest in Nevada. It's an amazing property. You have to see Stadium Swim with their incredible rooftop pools. I'm talking about 6 pools, massive outdoor video boards, all for sports. Every San Diego Padres game is on at Stadium Swim. It's open 365 days a year. Here's the other good news. Circa's a 21-plus venue. There's nothing to worry about other than sports. And speaking of which, football's coming back. They've got the biggest pro football contest in Las Vegas, Circa Survivor and Circa Million, now up to $16 million. Isn't that amazing? And guaranteed prizes, 2 ways to win, no rake. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. If you last the longest to win it all, you have $10 million guaranteed. In addition to that, with Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed. They have quarterly payouts. They have full season payouts. Yes, you enter in Nevada, but you can play from anywhere, including right here in lovely San Diego. So visit circasports.com. That's circasports.com for details.
This update's brought to you by Caltrans. Padres Pirates final game of their 3-game series. Padres looking for the season sweep over the Pirates. They lead them 8-1 in the top of the 9th inning. Bases are loaded for the Pirates, though, and no outs. Padres have an off day tomorrow before they start a stretch of 18 consecutive games starting on Friday. And NFL news of the day, J.J. McCarthy, rookie quarterback for the Vikings, will miss the entire season because he had knee surgery, tore his meniscus. Attention, California drivers. The kids of Caltrans workers count on you to keep their loved ones safe. So when you see a highway work zone, please slow down and pay attention. Remember that someone's loved one out there. Be work zone alert.
All right, Jon and Jim back with you. We gave away those slightly stupid tickets. We have great giveaways today. Def Leppard and Journey coming up at Petco Park. We're going to take it for that. We've got Chicago with Brooklyn Fire. We have Laney Wilson. So a lot of tickets to give away, a lot to react to. Padres going for a sweep. Now, remember, the big takeaway from earlier was, hey, wouldn't it be nicer to have a larger lead than a smaller lead? Kind of like, hey, wouldn't it be nicer to have more muscle than less, or have a faster car than a slower car? So, yeah, the lead's large, like you just said in the update, 8-1, but you also mentioned, well, bases loaded, nobody out. Adrian Morejon, I want to say, has been dealing with some type of illness. He's on the mound right now.
He wasn't available a couple days ago.
Yeah, so he's been sick. Okay, it happens over the course of a season. Would they dare? How deep are they willing to turn here today?
Don't have this be that game in Kansas City.
It's happened a few times this year
where Stephen Collitt couldn't get,
and then Robert Flores had to pitch, and it put you behind the 8 ball for like a week.
The whole week got effed up because of it. Don't let that happen, especially with the 18-game stretch coming up here. Now you have an off day tomorrow, so that's good.
But we were hoping for 2 days off for these high leverage guys.
Oh yeah, that's the dream. Is you have a blowout win today. You have the 2 days off, full 2 days off for your top guys that have pitched a lot lately, and you go into this 18-game stretch without an off day, raring to go.
It's so funny because 30 minutes ago we're like, stop complaining. where what I would do, like if Adrian Morejon
I
can't
meant
get
like
an
big
out,
picture stuff.
I know, but if Adrian Morejon can't get an out, let's say he faces 4 or 5 batters, and right now the first 3 have reached, and you know what, he might work his way out of it. He just got out one, but it's like, at what point would you consider going to your bullpen, and where would you turn if it's all of a sudden 8-2 or
I'm not worried at all. It's fine.
8-3
Don't worry about it.
with the bases loaded?
Don't worry about it.
And I will say this is a good thing. It's an off day tomorrow for Adrian Morejon. They're going to make him throw like 40 pitches. He's into the 20s in
That's
pitches.
fine.
You're not worried about anything.
No, I'm actually really not. I'm in a great
No,
mood.
I'm not either. That's why I'm really not. I'm not worried about. And here's the thing: I'm not worried if they have to go to Robert Suarez. I'm not worried if they have to go to Tanner Scott. I'm not worried if they have to go to Jason Adam.
Well, they're not going to today because that would be 3 straight days for Scott and or Suarez. And that's not happening.
Why not? What's wrong with 3 straight days? There's no unwritten rule against 3 straight days. They should be using guys 3 straight days.
There's no unwritten rule, but they just don't like doing that.
Well, sure. Yeah, and I don't like eating tofu. Actually, I do.
Is this a must-win game on April 14th versus the Pirates, John?
With an 8-1 lead, yeah.
But
absolutely.
you're not. I don't think they would.
So you don't think they would turn to Scott, Adam, or Suarez today?
No.
All right.
Adam, yes.
Oh,
Scott and Suarez, no.
why? Because Adam hasn't thrown the last 2 days?
Because Adam's only thrown
2 of the last 3?
Yeah, 2 of the last 3. Scott and
Okay.
Suarez have pitched 2 straight.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. So if this were
Well, we might find
September
out.
14th or September 21st or whatever,
Yeah.
maybe just because the later the season goes on, you know, if these teams keep playing this well, then every single win is like just magnified to the nth degree.
Well, it goes back to what you said earlier. With 40 games left, it's not like, well, if you win today, you win the division.
No.
Like if there's 4 games left and you win today and get a game up in LA, well, you have to win today.
And by the way, in a different world, if say the Padres lost today and the DBacks won today, again, not the end of the freaking world.
Of course,
Because I know that you would see that. Like, I can't believe it. Oh my gosh, the Diamondbacks won again. The Padres, they can't keep pace.
I'll be honest with you. In a alternate universe where they don't hold an 8-0 lead against the Pirates at home,
That'd be a little bit of a problem.
I think there'd be some criticism warranted from the fan base and from us, truthfully, if that did play out. But it's not going to play out. Trust the process.
It's fine. Everything's
Here
fine.
today, Sean Lewis met with the media earlier this afternoon. That's where I was when Jim was eating lunch, probably.
I was at the chiropractor, John.
Same thing.
You eat at your chiropractors?
No, I was just
You had lunch?
telling John that
What you were doing?
instead of eating lunch, I was at the chiropractor.
But you had lunch too.
I did have lunch.
And
That
I
was
did too.
after the chiropractor, but
So-
it was after the Sean Lewis interview.
Here's the update. They're going to have another scrimmage on Friday. They had a scrimmage on Saturday that was open to the public. They'll have a scrimmage on Friday that's closed to the public. And then from there, there's no guarantee they announce the quarterback right after that scrimmage. I think they have a couple of more days of fall camp before they go into like week 1 prep. But here's the point. I think you're going to get a starting quarterback announced between now and my guess would be like Monday. Because if you scrimmage Friday, or certainly by the middle of next week, I would think that gives you about 10 to 14 days before your opener. While Jim was away in Switzerland, Javance Johnson threw his hat in the ring as a starter because Sean Lewis has been talking about, obviously, A.J. Duffy and Danny O'Neill, but before the scrimmage, he mentioned Javance Johnson, and he's mentioned him since as well. So it's kind of a 3-horse race, and truthfully, I don't know where it lands, but I think we're going to find out sooner rather than later.
The big name is A.J. Duffy, right? But
I think he's one of them, yeah.
at the same time, I don't think that there's one guy on this roster that is far and away like head and shoulders above everybody else, is my point.
Yeah, because if so, he probably would have been named the quarterback.
Right. Like AJ Duffy has the name, Danny O'Neill has the name,
Sure.
But at the same time, I feel like we're going to see multiple quarterbacks this season because there is not a guy that you're like, oh, that's starter day one, no. I hope one of them, takes that step and wins the job and keeps the job for the season, because having one guy out there, it would be very beneficial. But I don't see that happening. I hope it doesn't. I hope we don't see like multiple quarterbacks this year where it's like one game's this quarterback, another game's this
Sure.
quarterback, and they keep changing and changing, trying to find different combinations that work. I think it's going to work out eventually, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if you see multiple.
We don't have to worry about Robert Suarez or Tanner Scott or
told
Jason
you.
Adam because
I told you.
Adrian Morejon has earned the final out. He threw 33 pitches, I think, in the ninth inning, and the Padres win 8-2. Yeah, 8-2 is the final. They have swept the Pirates again. They swept the season series from Pittsburgh. They swept the season series from Washington. It's the first time they have swept 2 season series in the same year.
Yeah.
In franchise history, they've never swept 2 season series in the same year with multiple series against the team. So they swept Washington multiple times. They swept Pittsburgh multiple times. I don't know what people are asking post game of Mike Schilt today.
Mhm.
Where are you going to be?
Hey, Mike.
What beach are you going to tomorrow to celebrate the sweep?
You just keep it going. Keep it going. Going 12-0 versus 2 teams for the season. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was listening on the radio today. I heard them say that it's like it didn't happen at all last year with any team in baseball. No team in baseball took 1, let alone 2 season series in sweep fashion. And clearly it hasn't happened for the Padres
Ever.
So when you look at the season right now, there are 16 games over 500. They're 12-0 versus the Nats and Pirates. That's their season right now. They beat up on those 2 teams, which it feels great that they finally have done that. We would have been asking, can you guys just beat up on somebody like to help you, And they did it not first 1 team, but first 2 teams, and knock those 2 teams out of the playoff picture. That has made their season, and they have rode this roller coaster, and now it's the fun part of the roller coaster.
Yeah, it's no longer a roller coaster the way people are describing it as a roller coaster, because they're the best team in baseball in the second half, and they're 16 games over 500. And like we said earlier, I think it's time to really recognize that this team, this ain't 2021, and this team has the makings of being a team that hopefully we're going to remember. Now they got work to do, but they're really playing some of the best baseball in the history of the franchise right now. We'll react to it all on the other side. We'll hear from Mike Schilt coming up. The Padres sweep the Pirates again. Stop me if you've heard it before. They did it last week when Jim was literally in Switzerland. So the Padres win again. We'll react to it and hear from Mike Schilt on the other side on Jon and Jim. good times rolling for Padres fans and the Padres in general. Another sweep, this time of the Pirates. Padres have won 8 consecutive series. They are the hottest team in baseball. They've done something we've never, ever done in the history of the franchise, which is go 19-3 over a 22-game stretch. They're breaking records each and every day. They sweep the Pirates, and they did it with their bats early and Martin Perez, and it was never really much of a game until maybe there in the 9th inning when the Pirates loaded the bases. But another day, another win, and keeping that pressure on. Dodgers play later. Arizona has won here today, but you can't ask more of the Padres considering they sweep another team here today.
This weekend, they could win their 9th straight series, which would be a franchise record versus the Colorado Rockies. The stretch of games that I've talked about or did talk about, they have absolutely taken advantage of every opportunity that has been in front of them through the start of August 1st here, John. They are, what are they? They're what? 12 and 2?
No.
12 and 2.
Since the start of August. But you had that 15-game stretch you always hyped up. They have 3 more games left in that.
Oh, they're 10 and 2. Sorry.
10 and 2 in those 12 games
yeah.
with 3 to go.
They're 10 and 2 in those 12 games. The stretch that I was mentioning. And if they can win the series versus the Rockies, or hell, sweep the Rockies, they could be 13 and 2 in that 15-game stretch, which I said was so crucial because that was a quote unquote easy part of your schedule. And you got to take advantage of that. And boy, have they taken advantage of it.
I mean, it's doesn't even matter right now who they're playing because like 2 weeks ago it was Cleveland and Baltimore and they're winning series against those teams. And now to your point, it's like the Pittsburghs and the Colorados and they're winning series against those teams. I truly believe that this is less about their opponents right now and more about the Padres. Like they're finding ways. Yeah, if it's Pittsburgh, all right. Pittsburgh isn't as good as the Dodgers. I get it, but they played well against the Dodgers too. It's not to say they're not going to get tested again. I'm sure there'll be a series that they're going to lose again. You can't win every series from here on out, but I'll take my chances with the Padres from here on out. I'm not going into any upcoming series and saying, oh, they're not going to win this series. Like you'd be foolish to say that right now. So, and here's the other thing. Musgrove back. Tatis hopefully coming back. Darvish throwing off mounds in San Diego, maybe coming back. Like they're doing this, and hopefully they're only getting healthier. I don't know what else to say other than enjoy it, Padres fans. We said it in 2022 and they traded for Juan Soto. Enjoy it. Who knows how long this lasts? Mm-hmm. Here we are in 2024. They're in this remarkable run. Let's enjoy this because you don't know when this is going to happen again. You just don't.
This feels completely different than anything I feel like we have experienced with this Padres team over the last
a while.
5 years,
which means in the last 15 years.
The last time I felt this way about the team was in the 2022 postseason. I'm like, oh, this team is rolling right now. And then they ran into the buzzsaw, which was the Phillies.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You know, because at no point in the 2022 season, especially in August and September, were they ripping off these types of things. Not at all. Last year, we knew what happened last year. 2021 was the opposite. During this point, they started hot. But they didn't rip off 19 of 22.
Well, no, never.
2020, that was whatever, obviously, the COVID year. 2019, okay. Nothing there, nothing burger. Everything
wasn't very good.
Yeah, 2010 was the last time plus games. Yeah. So this is a moment that this franchise has never had before with the stretch they're on. And I haven't felt this way about a Padres team since I've been covering them ever. Like I just the trend lines are all up. Now you sit there and you say, okay, what's going to happen? This is San Diego. What's going on? But you can't take that away. You just got to roll. You got to roll this out and see if they can take this thing past, the stretch they're on and keep it going in September, and we can then legitimately be looking at the division as a realistic possibility. Even though I kind of feel like you can do it now.
Yeah, I think you can do it right now. And honestly, if someone would have told me this past offseason, timely pass to Peter Seidler, the trade of Juan Soto, the payroll coming down, to be in this position, to be doing this year, I'm giving a lot of credit. We've done it a lot here recently. AJ Preller's getting a lot of credit from me. AJ Preller's going nowhere at the end of 2024, nor should he. They have nothing to win for Preller, in my opinion, in the postseason in 2024. AJ Preller gets credit, Mike Schilt gets credit, and of course the team gets most of the credit. But if you would have told Padres fans this offseason that you'd lower payroll by $100 million and trade Juan Soto and deal with the adversity of ownership because you lost Peter Seidler. I mean, I don't even know if this could be even envisioned to be playing as well as anyone in baseball at the most important time of the year. Now, it's not yet the most important time of the year, but it is now, which is the most important time of the year. It's like a 69 and 53 and 19 and 3 over 22 games. Like, I don't know. That was not the way I was forecasting it. I'm going to be honest. I didn't see it play out like this. Therefore, they deserve credit for this actually happening.
I've been very critical of AJ Preller for a while, but I think he's the executive of the year. I really do.
Is that even an award?
It is
I
an
like
award.
it. Is it
Executive of the year. Like,
who won it last
but I mean,
year? Okay.
AJ Preller, every move that he has made this season, just in a bubble. I'm not talking about his time here in San Diego, but just this season. The trade from Juan Soto, heavily criticized. I was one of them. Hand up. I was the guy in front of the line saying, "What are you guys doing?" It's worked out. Michael King, Higashioka, Randy Vasquez have been all impactful for this team. Randy Vasquez not as much as Michael King and Higashioka. Bringing Jordan Buffer in a one-year deal, trading for Dylan Cease, trading for Luis Rise, bringing in David Peralta, signing Donovan Solano, trade to the trade deadline for Scott and Adam. Like, everything that he has done this year has worked. So for me, AJ Preller, executive of the year at this point in time. I don't even think it's close. I really don't. Tell me another general manager that's done what he has done this year after losing the players and the everything they did in the offseason. To me, executive of the year.
It's like manager of the year. It's like I'll do the same game with Mike Schilt. It's like if you would have told me first year manager coming off disappointment, trading away the star left fielder, asked to live up to expectations when expectations were high. I think Mike Schilt has done everything you could possibly ask of him and beyond. I mean, Dodgers are supposed to be good. They haven't actually lived up to their expectations. Historically good, 15 plus games. Arizona, they were the World Series last year. They've completely turned it on. My point is this: Mike Schultz right there. To your point, AJ Preller's right there as the executive of the year. Shoot, you got guys that are having like MVP caliber seasons on field right now for the Padres. Rookie of the year type season for the Padres. So it's a bit of a dream scenario for the Padres. And by a bit, I mean it's a dream scenario that's playing out right now for Padres fans. What would you want to do better? Dodgers for the second half? Okay. Yeah. Okay. But other than that, in terms of what the team is doing, it's a dream scenario.
It's kind of interesting. The Padres are having the best stretch of franchise history, and it's also happening at the exact same time that the Diamondbacks are having one of the best stretches in franchise history, and the Dodgers are becoming the Dodgers again.
Right.
You're like, but I'm not going to sit here and complain. I'm not going to be too worried about it. I don't view that as like something that's going to take away my enjoyment of watching this team play baseball, because it shouldn't. It should absolutely not take away any enjoyment watching this team win night after night after
That's a great point. It's taken 0% of the enjoyment away from me. What about you, Padres fans? 70470 started with the word team. We'll take a timeout. We'll kick off hour 2 by hearing from Mike Schilt, speaking with the media right now. Do not go anywhere. You'll hear from Mike Schilt coming up next. Plus, next hour, 4 p.m. hour, we're giving away tickets to see Def Leppard and Journey for the Summer Stadium Tour with special guest, the Steve Miller Band. We'll hear from Mike Schilt. Padres rolling. They've won 19 of 22. They sweep the Pirates. It's Jon and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Caltrans. Padres complete the sweep today as they beat the Pirates 8-2. They have won 19 of 22, the best stretch in franchise history. They have an off day tomorrow before they start a stretch of 18 consecutive games without an off day on Friday. First up will be against the Colorado Rockies. And NFL news of the day, J.J. McCarthy, he will be out for the remainder of the season. The remainder of the season hasn't even started yet. He'll be out for the full season. Tore his meniscus, had surgery on that today. And Matthew Judon has been traded from the Patriots to the Atlanta Falcons today for a third-round pick. Attention, California drivers, the kids of Caltrans workers count on you to keep their loved ones safe. So when you see a highway work zone, please slow down and pay attention. Remember that someone's loved one out there. Be work zone alert.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Padres win this afternoon. They're heading for Colorado. They'll be off Thursday. They'll play a 3-game series at Coors. They'll look to keep the good times rolling. They are 19-3 in their last 22 games. It's so ridiculous, Jim, that we can actually name the 3 losses. Because there's been that many wins, there's been so few losses.
Right.
It's like, okay, let's name them. There's the 7-6. They should have won the game. Ha-Seong Kim homered, but he didn't game. That was talked about.
The Colorado game, the day that before I left.
That they actually had a lead in the 6th inning, and they had their 18 bullpen, and that was day one of it, and they didn't hold it. And I said, relax, they're going to be fine. And that's actually what's happened.
Yeah.
And
then you have the first game of the second half versus the Guardians. They lost 7-0.
But that was before 19-3. That was the one game before it.
I consider it 19-4.
19-4. But I'm saying that, okay. And then the other game is a loss in Baltimore on a Sunday.
Yep.
Where someone got roughed up early. Verendi Vasquez did.
Yes.
And they actually got back in that game.
Right.
Think about that.
I know.
That's the entire second half of losses. Blown out by Cleveland day one. We're like, oh no.
Okay, here we go.
Then they finally lose in Baltimore in a game that they came back in and nearly won. There was the Colorado game they led in the 6th or 7th inning. There were a couple of really good defensive plays by the Rockies in center that night. And then there was the Ha-Seong Kim homered, but he didn't homer game. Shoot, the fact that they're 19-3 in the last 22, maybe they should be 21-1 or 20-2 with the Ha-Seong Kim moment.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
They could have been. They could be literally undefeated in the second half.
Maybe outside of a game.
Right.
Honestly.
But still, they had a chance to win the opener against the Guardians. To just kind of,
that's
got
true.
away
It was
from
1-0 in the 8th inning.
Yeah, got away from them with the bullpen.
Yep.
And then Baltimore, the final game in Baltimore, I want to say maybe they had an opportunity there.
Yeah, they did.
They've been in every single game. Every single game they've been in the second half. I don't
Crazy.
and then their stretch last week where it didn't matter what the score was. They were coming back regardless of what it was. They've been on an absolute heater. It's just an absolute heater. It's something that, again, if you're a Padres fan out there and you are letting the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers' success right now ruin your enjoyment of what the Padres are doing, advice, don't. Don't. Jump on this roller coaster and enjoy this ride. This is a fun ride. This is like the Rise of Resistance at Disneyland, but better. This ride is fun to go on. Don't worry about what's happening on the other rides, even if the other rides are also fun. This is what matters the most right now, is what the Padres are doing. They're taking care of business. And yes, once we get to September, last couple of weeks of the season, absolutely will we be focusing a lot on everything that's happening around this in the playoff picture. For sure. We're focusing on it now. We're looking at it, but it's not the end all be all, and it shouldn't ruin your enjoyment of watching this baseball team play right now.
Right. From a sheer number of games perspective, this would be like worrying about the AFC East between the Patriots and the Bills with 3 seasons remaining. 40 games is 3 seasons, Patriots, Bills. Do you worry if you're a Patriots fan, if you lose week 1 to the Bills? Can we overcome that deficit over the next 16 games? 40 games is an eternity. All you can do is win. And that's what the Padres are doing right now. All right. Last night, it got a little confrontational post-game between Mike Schilt and our Padres insider, Kevin Acee.
Is everybody happy now?
But they won, which is the end goal. What happened here today post game? I have no idea. We haven't heard it yet. Here's Mike Schill post game.
Part of the starter's job is to go deep in games and to give you a chance to win. He's done more than that every time out. He's just does a good job of pitching, man. It's really fun to watch him pitch. Love his tempo. Love the fact he commands his own. Change-up's good. Curveball, being able to throw both sides of the plate, sink it. Just a real veteran guy with moxie and, the stuff to match it. So he's done a tremendous job and was great for him to go out. We obviously scored early and were able to add on. He went out and kept throwing up zeros. So it was a tremendous outing.
Big home run by Jake to sort of set the tone on the offensive side. And he had a rough streak there for a while, but he's got a 6-game hitting streak going, the home run. Does it seem like he's starting to find it again? Yeah,
Jake's in a really good place. He's in a really good place. A big swing, 3-run homer, gets on board. Of course, we added on, which is obviously important. No, Jake's in a good place and just put a nice easy stroke on it and carried it out of there.
You mentioned the adding on part, David Peralta, 37th birthday today, and we talked about him yesterday and again today. He just continues to make an impact.
He does make an impact. He's this guy's done a heck of a job for us. So big 2-run homer on his birthday. So happy birthday to him. And, just continues to take good at bats, another good at bat late, and just done a nice job all the way around. He's a positive presence on the field and in the clubhouse.
You continually just get contributions from so many guys. Peralta, Wade, other guys who weren't in the lineup today, but just how nice is that to know you can?
Yeah, you know what? We've talked quite a bit, Ace, about the contributions from the entire 26. We, again, on display today. Wade goes out, grabs 2 knocks, scores a run, makes a good, does a good job on the base running play. Full bore, ready to score in that ball in a rise. Reynolds comes in, clean inning. So we're getting the contributions that we want and are grateful for from all our club.
I do wonder, given how it has gone with all the close games, day off tomorrow, Colorado 18-18, how nice was today to get the big lead?
Yeah, I mean, we were going to reset some guys anyway, but it was it's always nice to win a big league game, and then the score was helpful. Scan mentioned about Perez. He did a really nice job to get us into the 6th. And Hoeing, man, another great job. Keep it right there, finish an inning. Comes in, immediately gets a ground ball, grabs the next one clean. So it was a nice job. We'll take tomorrow off and get ready to get after it again.
From your perspective, what is the key to getting the contributions you've gotten from all 26, especially the guys kind of toward the bottom of that 26 or theoretically there? Like, what is the key to getting guys who aren't playing every day or who aren't maybe at the top of the rotation or whatever to contributing the way that they have here in this stretch?
Yeah, it's a club that, all of them are looking to prepare and be ready and be on point for when their opportunity comes from. I just give all the credit to the players, man. They're just on point. Wade's always seeing the game, talking the game, ready for every situation. Bryce Johnson, same way. Reynolds has been ready to go, chomping the bit to get in there as well. And, Solano's a pro, knows, what he needs to do when his number's called. So, we really just have 1 through 26 dedicated, but to your point, those guys that aren't getting everyday at bats or, as many innings, they're staying ready. Their pregame work is really crisp. Their mental preparation is good, and they're just going in there ready to go compete and then trust themselves. It's really nice.
Can I just say this? I give credit to Kevin for asking. He went back there. It's like,
yeah, what? Yeah.
Your bullpen's been taxed. How nice was it to have a large lead? And then to your point, he said, well, we were resetting the bullpen anyway, which means guys were down.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. It's not a video game.
They knew it. It's not like they needed, again, it's not to beat a dead horse. It really isn't. But the one thing I think that people sometimes fail to recognize is nobody knows more about the team than the team.
And the manager.
It's like nobody knows more about you than you know about yourself. You know what you're capable of doing.
Yeah.
Going into games, they're not like, hey, you know what? Ask Suarez in the 8th inning how he's feeling in the 9th. No,
are you good?
Plan. They got a plan. They got a plan.
Yeah.
Earlier in the day.
Yeah. You can't go into a game and not know who's available.
He might be.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. He had some popcorn in the 3rd. He said he's feeling bad. No, they know who's available.
Yeah, they know. They have a checklist. They have conversations every day. Yep. And it all eventually works out for you.
Isn't it amazing, dude? It does. Not that it always does. There's times where you have a closer down and then you get burnt by someone that's not capable of coming through. Schultz credit, during these 19 wins in 22 games, they haven't put their team in a situation like, oh my gosh, you're asking, I'm making it up, Stephen Kolek, who's not even active, to get the final 6 outs tonight. It's a one-run game. We're out of all other pitchers.
Yeah.
Kolek, they haven't done that because they've navigated it well.
Because exactly, they're going to make sure that these guys aren't taxed so you can't use them.
Exactly.
Like, hey, we have a plan, and the game tells you and dictates what that plan will be. Like, you don't just go in the week, we're only going to have Robert Suarez for 3 games this week. Like, no,
Right.
You let the game dictate that. And then once the game ends, that's how the plan gets formulated. The games, they figure it out. Like, that's how, what I'm trying to say here is like, it figures itself out by how it plays out during the games.
Here's the other thing that they haven't asked, even though they've leaned on Adam, Scott, Suarez, Estrada, whatever, right? They've had leads. They haven't been asking guys to get 4 outs, 5 outs.
Not
They
anymore.
haven't been leaning on relievers to throw. Look at some of the innings these guys have thrown 2 times in 3 days or 3 times in 4 days, whatever it is. They're not throwing 33 pitch innings. It's been a lot of 13 pitch innings. It's been a lot of very clean innings from these highly effective relievers. And yeah, we said that. I didn't know if they'd lean on them as heavily as they have. They've needed to because of the circumstance. They've had a lot of late leads. But I did realize that they weren't going to ask guys to get 4, 5, 6 outs over the course of a regular season outing. And that's played out here in August since the deadline.
And doesn't it feel like they're in such autopilot mode?
It's complete autopilot. Yep.
And when you're in that mode, everything just goes right for you.
Right.
It goes both ways. If you're losing, you're an autopilot. What can go wrong will go wrong.
Yes.
That was the 2023 team. This team's the opposite. What can go right does go right. They take every advantage that's given to them. They capitalize. They do all the little things right. They come up clutch in clutch moments. They have a really great back of the end of the bullpen. When the game is close, they shut it down. They are in full autopilot mode right now. I bet you go in there, and I bet you ask some guys, hey, what's your record since the All-Star break? I bet you they wouldn't know, but they would tell you,
like, have we lost?
We just win a lot, right?
Yeah, they're so, like, to your point, I have a feeling, and they should be like this, and I said this a lot last week when you weren't here, like, a dangerous team is a team that believes, and they truly believe they're out of nothing ever.
Gosh,
like, you are not going to, like, you're not putting them against the ropes, let alone on the mat in the regular season here. Like,
they're
I'm
down
telling you,
5-3 in the 8th. Doesn't matter.
Oh, they're down 5-0 in the first. You really think that game is over?
No.
They will bring the tying run to the plate in a game like that more often than not. Not to say they're going to win every single time they're down 5-0, but they're fully capable of winning when trailing 5-0. Didn't they do it to the Dodgers at Petco before you went away? There was that game. They went down 5-0 early to Tyler Glasnow. They won the game.
Yeah, I remember.
That's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah.
So if they can do it to Glasnow, if they can do it since day one, they went down 8-0 to the Cubs. Like, day one, they win the game. You cannot phase them. Is my point.
That after the Cubs 8-0 win, I was like, all right, that game right there, is a put in your back pocket game to use whenever you're in a situation again where you're trailing late. And then they used it time and time again, and it kept winning, not like at 100% rate, but there were a lot of games early in the season, even though they were a 500 team, essentially, that they're like, they shouldn't have won that game. And they did. They pulled it out.
Yes.
And so now you're on an absolute heater right now, and you've used all of the situations that you've been in this year to make you feel invincible. Like, this team, I bet, feels invincible if they trail in the game.
I think right now.
Yeah. And this is going to carry this will be such a great thing to carry into a postseason. You go into a postseason feeling invincible, feeling that you're not out of any game, no matter what. That is one of the best, like, feelings to have as a club.
I hate to be like a worrier, because we've spent the first hour of the show being like, stop. Like, don't tell a worrier.
A worrier.
Like someone to worry. It's not too soon, is it?
Oh, yeah. No, not in my opinion.
I agree with you. There's no such thing as playing 19-3 too early. Like
what-
it all matters.
Like, oh no, they're playing
no,
the
they're
best
really
baseball.
good.
I wish this was happening at the end of September.
But you still need to get to October, and this is the way to get.
And who says they can't still play really good baseball in the end of September as well?
Exactly. All right. We will get to the wrap on the other side. Full reactions to the Padres sweeping the Pirates, the division. It's there. It's within reach. Can they do it or not? We're going to find out in the weeks ahead. We'll get to the wrap on the other side. We have great giveaways. Stay with us on Jon and Jim. All right, with you till 6 p.m. here tonight. We do have tickets to see Def Leppard and Journey for the Summer Stadium Tour with special guest, the Steve Miller Band. Friday, August 30th, Petco Park. We'll give those away later this hour. So lots of giveaways. We're reacting to another Padres sweep. It's like you kind of have to pinch yourself here. 19-3 over the last 22 games. They're off on Thursday. They'll be in Colorado on Friday. I mean, sometimes that concerns you, but with this team, does it really concern you?
Again, like I said, they are in such autopilot mode right now that they feel invincible. They feel like they're never going to lose a series again. They feel like they're never going to lose a game again. It's going to happen. They're going to lose some games for the remainder in this year. They will lose some baseball
Breaking
games.
news.
Breaking news. Yeah.
Jim fact.
They'll lose some baseball games. But overall, they feel like they can do no wrong. They feel like whenever the other team has a miscue and opens the door a little bit, that they're going to capitalize on it and cash in. They feel like if they're trailing in a game, don't worry, we're going to come back. Like it is the ultimate confidence right now where this team is at. The confidence could not be higher. It could not be higher.
Yeah, and listen, we said Colorado Coors, things happen. It's Colorado at the end of the day, and they've been awful. So just continue to play the way you've been playing against Colorado. And again, because of something we talked about earlier, you've done the work where you don't have to sweep every series.
No, exactly.
You've done the work where you do. Now you might say, well, yes, we do. How are we going to win the division with the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers? I'm telling you right now, if you win 2 out of every 3 games from here on out, you're right where you need to be. And if it's not good enough, it's not good enough. You're still playing damn good baseball heading into the postseason. If 2 out of 3 from here on out, what is that? They have 40 games left? 69-53. They have 40 games left. 27-13 is 96 wins. So if 2 out of 3 isn't good enough, then you just put together an incredible season, one of the best in franchise history, and I'll take my chances from there.
And the best news that you could hear about going into this series versus the Rockies this weekend is you're not going to face Austin Gomber.
Why are you whispering?
Because you don't want to say his name too loud because he's like
always possibly hurting you.
He's not always possibly. He always is hurting you as a Colorado Rocky pitcher.
They're also not going to face Paul Skeens this year anymore.
Okay,
but that's over and done with.
I'm whispering because Austin Gomber has absolutely shoved versus the Padres this year every time out. So you don't face.
Yeah, no, you're right. In fact, the night they won that Friday before you went away, Gomber started that game, right?
Yeah. So you don't face Gomber this weekend, which is thank God. And
who else do they even have? Like who's starting games?
Cal Quantrill
right now.
You have Kyle Freeland. And
okay,
that's whatever. But Rockies, yeah. So you just got to keep it going. The confidence is at all-time high, and this will be a tough stretch. Not for who they are playing, but because it's 18 games in 18 days.
Yeah, and actually, to that point, not just the 18 and 18, and we can get to you if you want to weigh in on the Padres who have won 19 of 22, 877-767-4760. It actually does finally toughen up, whatever that's worth, though, because like we've been saying here repeatedly, they think they can beat whomever's on their schedule, but it toughens up. Minnesota and the Mets and the Cardinals is a lot tougher in theory than the Marlins, the Rockies, and the Pirates. So it does toughen up. So we'll see if they continue to play at this pace or not. All right, 877-767-4760. Let's get to Michael on line 6. Michael, appreciate you calling in. You're on with Jon and Jim.
Hey, Jon and Jim, how you guys doing?
How are you?
Great.
Thanks for taking my phone call.
Yeah.
I'm glad the Padres won today here on my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. You and David Peralta.
Yeah, thank you. I was just going to say that with our pitching staff coming around and really doing so much better than what it was, having Yu Darvish back here in a couple of weeks is like picking up an ace in the free agency a couple of weeks ago. We should have the best pitching staff in the National League, I would think.
Now, I don't know. Are you just kind of speculating on that?
Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks,
Happy
Michael.
birthday, Michael. The Yu Darvish thing,
That's
which
speculation.
Dennis wrote about it within the last week, saying he's pitching here at San Diego high schools, so you can't rule out the possibility of his return. But nobody's saying he is returning.
Nobody's
yet.
No, it's not. It's not even reported that he will return. I think it's just like he's throwing. That's it.
Right. So we're not going to hold our breath there.
No, we are not. I'm not going to.
But I've been saying this. You got a 37-year-old in Darvish. Now, again, if you're out because you got something going on with your family, completely understandable. But 37 years of age, you're healthy. When you left, you were healthy. You just left. How many chances are you going to have better than this to win a World Series if you're Yu Darvish?
Going forward,
This is probably the best shot.
who knows about next year and the years
Right.
following, obviously.
But he's not getting
older.
younger.
No. But it's also hard when you haven't pitched in so long.
Definitely.
And it's not like he's going to come back and be like, oh, 7th inning every time out. He'll if he came back, he would 100% be on the pitch limit. He would be on an innings limit potentially for the start of his return. He's not going 7. He's probably going to give you 5 max. And if he returns in middle September,
right, is there enough time to ramp him back up?
Yeah.
By the way, he turns 38 Friday. So he's turning 38 on Friday. When he was pitching here this year, he had a 3.2 and 11 starts, 3.2 ERA for Yu Darvish. I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. He's in San Diego. The team's red hot. He's 38 years of age. When are you going to have a better time than now to make a deep run in the postseason? I'm just putting it all together. And to me, it makes sense that he would at least try.
I'm sure that
if possible to get back.
Well, that's the thing is when you have a really good ball club and you're winning and you're, a freight train on their way to the postseason, everybody that has a chance to be a part of it is going to try to be a part of it.
Yes.
I feel like unless you're obviously injured or circumstances, make it otherwise, but everybody will want to be a part of this. That's why I'm sure Tatis is itching to get back as soon as possible. I don't know the situation with Darvish, but if he has an opportunity to come back, I'm sure he's going to try his hardest to come back. That's why Joe tried his hardest to come back. Like, you got an opportunity here, you see it, and you see something special going on. You want to be a part of that going forward.
Can we just for one moment, we'll do it on the other side. We'll get to the wrap as well. Like, if they do get fully bolstered in terms of the return of Tatis, Darvish, Musgrove, and they're already playing like this, and they already believe in themselves, then you've gone from like a contender to like
the contender.
I don't know. I don't know what it would mean, but the way they're playing right now, it's hard to say they're not. I mean, they're certainly a contender. I don't know if they'd be the contender, but they're getting closer to that. The healthier they get, is my point.
This is what it is, John. They're one of the best teams in the National League, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They're one of the best teams in the National League. End of discussion.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. No, on the other side, we'll get to the wrap. We've got great giveaways for you. Def Leppard tickets coming up later this hour. The wrap is next. Jon and Jim.
All right, this update's brought to you by Caltrans. Padres completed the sweep today of the Pirates, winning 8-2. They took the season series from them. They swept the season series from them, taking all 6 games. Padres improved to 19-3 over the last 22 games. It is the best stretch of Padres baseball in the franchise's history. They have an off day tomorrow before they start another series with the Rockies this weekend, and they start a stretch of 18 consecutive games without. Matt Judon was traded today from the Patriots to the Falcons for a 3rd-round draft pick, and J.J. McCarthy, rookie quarterback for the Vikings, will miss the full season because he had surgery on his knee for a meniscus tear. Attention, California drivers. The kids of Caltrans workers count on you to keep their loved ones safe. So when you see a highway work zone, please slow down and pay attention. Remember that someone's loved one out there. Be work zone alert.
Padres SWEEP the Pirates. We heard from Mike Schill. He's got tickets to give away. Trailwreck Radio is coming up in about 15 minutes. We have tickets to see Def Leppard and Journey. Summer Stadium Tour with special guest, the Steve Miller Band. We haven't gotten to the wrap. We will. We want to hear from Padres fans, by the way. You can text us 70470, start it with team, or call us 877-767-4760. Did you have something you wanted to make everyone aware of?
Yeah, before we go to the wrap here.
Okay, I have something too. I'm curious where you're going.
I think I want to give my condolences to Don Orsillo.
Oh yeah, his mother passed away, right?
Yeah, he put out a tweet the second the game ended that his mom passed away this morning in Hartford, Connecticut, and he did today's game.
Yeah,
which is incredible. Better than I would be a complete wreck if that happened to me. I'm not working if that happens that day. So thoughts and prayers to the Orsillo family, to Don. Just an incredibly tough time, I'm sure, for him right now.
Yeah, that was sad. He shared it after the game, after the sweep. He posted a photo of him and his mother saying, "Sadly, my mother, Marianne, passed away this morning in Hartford. She so loved her winter trips to San Diego. Forever grateful for everything she did for me. Love you, Mom. Rest in peace. #tough day." You can only imagine. We will get to the wrap in a moment. I did want to report something that Kirk Kenny is reporting at this moment in the UT that is this. Running back Keenan Christian is doubtful, per Kirk Kenny, for the opener against Texas A&M Commerce. We were there Saturday. He suffered an ankle injury Saturday. So according to a source...
Is that my fault too?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know what time did it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
What time zone were you in?
I don't remember.
Now, this is not from Sean Lewis, because I talked with Sean Lewis earlier today, but according to a source from Kirk Kenny in the UT, Christian was diagnosed with a high ankle sprain, is considered doubtful for the August 31st game at Snapdragon Stadium against Texas A&M Commerce. The good news is, well, hopefully you can get by without him for Texas A&M Commerce. And you got depth there. You do have Marcus Cooper, the nation's active leading rusher. You do have Jalen Armstead. You do have Cam Davis. So you got some options, but that's a loss. I mean, Keenan Christian, San Diego kid, he's been here the last couple of years. Hopefully he gets healthy sooner rather than later.
It's nice to have a deep running back room. I'm not saying it's like a good thing that you have these losses, but hopefully it's not something that lingers past week 1 or week 0.
To your point, there have been years where, like, if you lost Pumphrey,
now you
had Penny actually for a couple of those years.
True.
But if you lost Penny, like, that changes everything for your offense.
Right.
And Keenan Christian's a very good player, but I think Marcus Cooper is a very good player, and I think other tailbacks on this roster are very good players as well. All right. Let's get to this.
It's time for The Wrap, presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Are the Padres the best team in the National League?
They're the best team in the National League since the All-Star break. Better than the Phillies right now at this point in time. Better than the Dodgers at this point in time. Better than the Diamondbacks at this point in time. Screw it. Yeah, they are. I'm going there. I'm doing it.
Man, I love it. I think I'll follow your lead on right now.
How
can you argue with that? And honestly, it might not just be right now. It may be later too. Like, I know that they're going to be matched up in the postseason at some point against, obviously, a very capable team. To your point, Philadelphia, LA, Arizona. are really good teams. But I'm not going to be like, you know what? It's been great, but now that they're facing the Dodgers, it's over. Well, hold on. They played well against the Dodgers. I'm not going to say it against anyone they face. I mean, even if it's Philly played really well against San Diego earlier this year, but that's the key phrase, earlier this year.
Yeah.
So I'm not ruling them out in any series, assuming they get to the postseason.
We watch this team every single day. We cover this team more than most people do. We know what this team is, and right now, I think this team, at this point in time, yeah, I'll argue with anybody that they're the best team in the National League right now. Bring it on. I'll argue with me. Do it.
Call us 877-767-4760. Next question.
Can Sam Darnold lead the Vikings to the playoffs now that JJ McCarthy is out for the year?
No. One, I think the Vikings are cursed. Do you see what happened today with not only JJ McCarthy, but who's their wide receiver? Was it Jordan?
Oh, Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
He got carted off the field today. TJ Hawkinson's going to miss half the season as well. Like, they are going through it right now.
Going to go Wildcat?
Sam Darnold, there's a clip circulating on Twitter X today of him throwing a pick six today's practice.
That's always
it's like, oh god.
No, but that's always ridiculous.
Oh, it's the most ridiculous thing ever. To get upset about practice interceptions, then you're just the ultimate troll. No, he cannot. I think that the Bears and the Packers are better than the Vikings, and if the Vikings are the third best team in your division, you're not making the postseason, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, I think that.
Oh, and by the way, Lions, my bad. Sorry, they're not making the postseason. Lions, Bears, Packers, no chance.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, with the expanded postseason, you'd like to think that you've got a shot, but even with the expanded postseason, they're going to be on the outside looking in. Quarterback is everything. I don't think they were going to the postseason with J.J. McCarthy. I really don't. Why would J.J. McCarthy put them over the top as a rookie this year? Right? That was a bit of a stretch as it was. So, no, I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised, in fact, if the Vikings were in the postseason this year. Next question.
Do you think Colin Kaepernick would make a good NFL coach?
A guy that's never coached in his entire life? Yeah, sure. Great. I don't know. I know that Harbaugh wants to bring him in for what exactly? To have him be like one of those Nick Hardwick type of coaches, like on the sideline? Like, I don't know.
Well, wait. When you say it that way, now I'm curious. Is Nick have a different role as another assistant? He's the assistant offensive line coach. Does that differ from being offensive line coach in terms of game day responsibility?
100%.
How so?
You're not the main offensive line coach. Like,
but are you on field or are you upstairs?
You're probably on field. Like, every coach has like an assistant, I feel like, right?
I don't know if it's to that extent yet. But
like
maybe.
The offensive coordinator has offensive assistant. The offensive line coach has an offensive line assistant. Special teams, like there's so many coaches on a coaching staff. What would you have him do? Just be on the field as part of like an assistant to an assistant? I don't know.
Okay, I would say this. I mean, it's hard to know whether it'd be a good coach or not because, to your point, we haven't seen him as a coach. But could you lean on him to some extent based on his experiences in the National Football League that he has that are fairly valuable? Like, he's played in a Super Bowl. I get it. It's been a while.
He also hasn't been in an NFL locker room in over a decade.
I know, but it's like once you've done it, it's like riding a bike, which I don't know how to do. Like, his experience, I think, still has value. I don't know if he'd be a good coach or not. I have absolutely no idea. Again, being offered a coaching job, to your point, there's 30 coaches on these staffs. Yeah. So having job 28, I don't think is the difference between them going 11-6 and them going 6-11.
Yeah, a lot of times these coaches during camps and stuff, they bring in guys just to be like training for coaching jobs. So I don't know. It honestly, whatever.
So you're saying, what was even the question? Would he be a good coach?
Yeah.
I can't rule out the possibility of him being a good coach, but to your point, I don't know if he would be or not.
And we don't even know what they want him to do yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right, exactly.
He's like, call plays. Like, what?
Well, no, I don't think he'd be asked to do that is my point. Next question.
He's assistant H2O distributor or something like that.
Exactly. He'd be very good.
Good water.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think the Padres have peaked too soon?
No, because they needed to peak at this point in time. Matt, I mean, if they were, say in their last 22 games, John, they're 12-10.
Okay.
Then
I'll do that.
They're what?
They'd be on the outside.
Yeah. Like, whenever you can peak, whenever you can go on a run like this, you take it. I don't care what time of the season is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the ultimate goal is to be playing your best baseball towards the end of the year heading into October. But they weren't playing their best baseball heading into October in 2022. They weren't playing their best baseball heading into October in 1998. Like, it's definitely a luxury, and it's a good thing if you're playing your best baseball. But also, if say you're playing your best baseball, say the Padres flipped. All right, say they ripped off 19 of 22 at the end of the year, and somehow they managed to win the division.
But then they lost the DS.
And then they have 6 straight days off. You're like, no, I want to keep playing.
This has always been my argument on winning the division. Like, what really is going to be the value if you pull off the division, if you have to sit for 6 days? And because I already see what people are saying right now. Oh, no, they're using their bullpen too much. Or, oh, no, where's Fernando Tatis Jr.? Imagine what Padres fans will say those 6 days.
Well, here's the value of winning the division. One, you don't have to go into a series, which is a 3-game series early on.
Correct.
2,
you can set your rotation.
You set your rotation. You get guys much needed rest for pitching. And 3, you're getting a 5-game series and you're getting home field.
But 4 is the team you're playing has confidence. They just beat someone.
And they'll most likely be scary as hell.
Right. And we've seen teams win that round and win the World Series. Houston Astros. We've seen teams lose that round. LA Dodgers, each of the last 2 years as a division.
Well, we've had this argument before. What would you rather have?
I'd rather have the bye.
Yeah, 5 straight seasons of the bye and winning the division, or
no bye.
Or no bye, and you take your chances.
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to beat 4 opponents to win something, or 3 opponents? I'd prefer to beat 3 opponents to win something. Would you prefer to be the Chiefs as the 1 seed or the Chiefs as a 2 seed? The 1. They get a bye. It's better. All right. Oh, it's so simple. It's so easy.
It's so easy.
All right. Call right now if you want those 2 free tickets to see Def Leppard with Journey Summer Stadium Tour with a special guest, the Steve Miller Band. This is a great giveaway. Friday, August 30th at Petco Park. First 2 callers will be our contestants against Def Leppard and Journey. Friday night, Petco Park with the Steve Miller Band. Here's the number to call. 877-767-4760. Again, 877-767-4760. First 2 callers will be our contestants to see Def Leppard coming up Friday, August 30th. Call right now if you want those 2 free tickets to see Def Leppard. 877-767-4760. That's next. Back with you, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. We've got tickets to give away. We're reacting to a Padres sweep of the Pirates. Like we remember we said like a week ago, like, well, they're not facing Paul Skeens, so hopefully they can win a couple series. I mean, sweeping anyone twice is absurd.
12-0 versus the Nats and the Pirates this year.
That's truly absurd.
Never happened in franchise history.
We all say it like, oh man, they're playing the Rockies. They're not very good. And then what happens? They go like 10-9 against the Rockies.
They're 10-2 in this stretch of games versus like not really good teams.
Right. It's like we always say like beat up on bad teams. And then it never happens. And now they've beat up on bad teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we've always talked about. Finally, it's come to fruition. It's finally happened.
Finally, it's happened.
This isn't beating up on bad teams. This is annihilating.
And if you're saying, well, they're just beating up on bad teams, what is that? Guess what? Before this stretch, they took series from the Guardians, the Orioles, and they swept the Dodgers.
And also the other point, and here's the other thing, we're like, man, these teams are bad, but are they that bad if not for the Padres? Like the Nats are 10 under, which means they're 4 under against everyone else. Pittsburgh is 8 under, which means they're 2 under against everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're blah teams, and then you include the Padres, and they become bad teams because of what the Padres have done to them or against them this year.
The Padres, without facing the Nationals and the Pirates this year, are 4 games over.
Right. Just
right?
like
4 games over.
Well, just like the Guardians without facing the White Sox this year are 10 games over. I'm making it up. But you know what I mean? Because the Guardians and Twins are nowhere near as good, Royals, if they didn't face the White Sox as many times as they have this year. Let's get to it.
All right, 3 questions, 2 contestants, 1 lifeline. Today's 2 contestants, we have Franco and Derek. Franco, you called in first. So you have your choice of Jon or Jim. Who do you want to go with?
Let's go with, I'll take Jon.
All right, Franco and Jon.
Think about that for a second there.
I like it.
Franco, you get Jon. Derek, you get me, okay?
Let's do that again.
Franco,
Derek, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, turn your radio down.
All right, so Franco gets Jon. Derek gets...
Hello?
Oh, boy.
Oh, Lord. Is that Franco or Derek?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Which one of you can't hear?
Well, that's hard to say, right?
I know. I want them to say their name.
I can hear very faintly. Sorry. This is Derek. Hello?
All right, just keep your phone attached to your ear, Derek. We'll scream for you.
Hello?
I don't know.
I'm about to say goodbye.
Well, it's not their fault. It's their...
Who can hear?
Yeah,
Neither of them can hear.
I'm not blaming our caller. It's not their fault.
Oh, it's the soundboard.
Yeah, it's not their
All
fault.
right, let's get a new.
I'm not blaming.
New studio.
Can you, Franco? Are you there?
Hello?
Okay, we're ending this. Derek, you're the winner. Yeah,
Well,
I'm not doing this. We're not doing this.
Well, but that's not fair to Franco.
Well,
is it?
Franco
You
can't
just
hear
said
us.
you're not blaming on the listener.
But again,
I'm not blaming on the listener, but one of you lost because you can't hear us.
But we're not doing this. I'm not going to sit here
That's
and have
fine,
Franco
but
say
you can
hello a
here's what
million
we're gonna do.
times.
Here's what we're gonna do. Franco and Derek are both winners. We have 2 prizes.
Awesome. I love that idea.
Okay.
Congratulations.
So congratulations. We'll work that out. One of you is going to see Def Leppard. The other is seeing Chicago with Earth, Wind, and Fire. Unless you guys want to go together. It's a little weird.
A little weird, but make friends. That's awesome.
But someone look at this soundboard. I mean, not us.
And we
It's not
can't.
the soundboard.
It's
Well,
not the soundboard.
Then what is it?
It's their cell phones. The same way it's not our soundboard when it's Kevin Acey's cell phone. It's the cell phone.
Could be.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, it's possible.
But we've had a lot of problems with our.
Because if it was the
But we did
soundboard,
it.
they both wouldn't be able to hear us, not just one of them.
Well, I meant the call system.
Well, Michael, we had a caller 10 minutes ago.
True.
That went well. that went really well. By the way, let me just see what the question was today, because now I'm curious. Oh, it's about Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, we'll just keep it for tomorrow.
Okay.
It's
All
like,
right.
nope, throw it away.
Yeah, because that exactly.
Oh,
what it
yeah.
is. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was really, really good, compelling radio. There's a reason we call it a train wreck. And that's the thing with live radio. What I've learned the more I've done this is that this happens more than you would think.
Yeah.
This happens. And honestly, there's a lot of things that happen that people aren't aware of that happens that I think we are able to keep under wraps a lot as well. So that was a really good job by both Franco and Derek. Congratulations. You both won something. On the other side, we're getting back to the Padres sweep of the Pirates. We do have more tickets to give away in the 5 o'clock hour as well. Padres are off Thursday. They're heading for Denver. They'll play the Colorado Rockies on Friday night. We'll kick off hour 3 of Jon and Jim next. All right. Hey, guys, it's Schaefer. Great news for homeowners. Mortgage rates are tanking. My friends at Loan Pronto have rates that start with a 4. This is the best rate in years. Listen, if your current rate is over 6%, you can dump it, lower your house payment big time. Loan Pronto has locked in folks recently at 4.99%. That's right, 4.99% APR. Maybe you got stuck in your loan like a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. It's time to call Loan Pronto. Even if you're maybe in the process right now, you're with another lender, stop the process, call Loan Pronto, ask about their zero-cost rate reduction home loan. You can lock in a lower rate with no closing costs in a matter of days with almost no paperwork and usually no appraisal as well. And if you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments, not 1, but 2. Call now. Loan Pronto can give you a rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Here's the number to call. 619-207-4336 or loanpronto.com. That's 619-207-4336. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This update's brought to you by Caltrans. Padres, they completed the sweep today of the Pirates, winning 8-2. They've won 19 of their last 22 games, the best mark in franchise history. They're a season-high 16 games over 500. They have an off day tomorrow before they start a stretch of games without an off day for 18 consecutive days. They'll play the Rockies this weekend in Colorado. NFL news of the day, Matt Judon was traded from the Patriots to the Falcons for a third-round pick, and rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy will miss the entire season after he had surgery on his knee for a torn meniscus. Attention California drivers, the kids of Caltrans workers count on you to keep their loved ones safe. So when you see a highway work zone, please slow down and pay attention. Remember that someone's loved one out there. Be work zone alert.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 3 of Jon and Swiss Jim back from his European vacation. He was just telling me at the break he's still jet lagged.
I still feel it. I'm not even.
You know what's funny though? Can I just say this real quick? Because
what do you call me, soft?
We're so yes, I would say that. But you know how we're so critical of like sports figures? It's like our job. We're like, how could LeBron not come up in the clutch there in that spot? Meanwhile, this dude's been in like Vegas, Paris, UAE, London, everywhere over like and he's expected to perform each and every time after traveling, and they really will travel. And they're asked to perform when they travel as well. Are we having another issue with this? Is this an everything that can go wrong, will go wrong show, other than the fact that all the Padres do is win?
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did. Where are you?
I don't know.
Where are you, man? On our stream. Lord help me.
Yeah. At least I'm here, because if I wasn't, it'd be a disaster.
I want to ask you this about your travel real quick.
What do you got?
So you landed Sunday? Yeah, you landed Sunday in LA.
I landed Sunday night in LA at 6:20.
It's now Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you landed 71 hours ago. 72 is 6 p.m. You landed 71 hours ago. And what you just told me at the break is, I'm still feeling it.
I am.
Like, you didn't swim, right? You didn't swim like the Suez Canal.
No, but when I lost an entire day.
Where'd it go? You should call somewhere.
It's
what?
Yeah. So I left Sunday morning in Italy, but that was Monday night here in the States. And then when I got back, it should be Monday morning Italy time, but I got back Sunday night US time.
Yeah, because you traveled from Europe and you traveled 9 time zones.
So, I mean, I guess I gained a day, but I also feel like I lost a day because I was traveling for a full day and it's just like randomly gone. I don't know what happened. And I sat in a little tiny seat for 13 hours.
Jim.
What?
Brent's laughing behind we said this before you came up or came back. We said, you're going to pretend like you were with Christopher Columbus, like you were like sailing these boats. You sat in a little tiny seat like the other people on the plane. Like
I know.
everyone has ever
I just flew back from Europe and boy, are my arms tired.
Here's the thing. This is my first time doing this. So
You're
you
like
could cut me
40.
a little slack.
No, I'm cutting you slack, but here's what I will say about
I'm
you.
40. I'm
gonna say it.
35.
I know, so you should deal with it better than a 40-year-old. Here's all I would say, and I don't think
he's 40.
I don't think you'll appreciate this because I probably shouldn't necessarily say it on air, but I'm going to say it anyway. This isn't a bad thing what I'm going to say, but I like to take our listeners. Like sometimes what I say to you, and I'll say this on air, is like, how relatable is it to the listener? You're like, man, I had to work I had to work for Jonathan. I had to work 4 hours today. And then you got like the dude that's dropping his kids off at 6 a.m. and he's driving 2 hours to work and he's working his job and he's listening to us all day and then he drives back 2 hours. He does it each and every day. And you're like, man, this 4th hour, man, that killed me.
I haven't said that in a long time.
I know, but that's what I'm comparing this to because we have listeners that they also travel on planes and coach.
But I'm here.
You are.
I'm working.
And honestly, you wouldn't have mentioned it if it wasn't for me, maybe.
It wasn't for you, maybe. It wasn't for you 100%. This would not be mentioned right now. I wouldn't have come on the air and be like, dude, I'm still feeling it a little bit jet lagged on day 3.
I don't even know how we got here. Here's what has happened since Jim has returned. The Padres don't lose. From bad luck Jim
welcome.
to good luck Jim. He went away. They go 7-0.
So
he comes back. They're 3-0 technically because you landed after they had lost. So technically,
I didn't see it, so it doesn't count.
You didn't see it. Since you've returned, they are 3-0. So all of a sudden, we should be giving you the credit for this team's performance.
Yeah, you're welcome, everybody.
Right?
You're welcome.
Real quick off the
Yeah.
text line about Jim's sleepiness. Where'd it go? Jim, cry me a river. You were texting John when it was 1 a.m.
Yeah, I'm a night owl. I stay up way
He does.
late. I never fall asleep before midnight. And if I do fall asleep before midnight, it's like I have to take like a gummy or something or like a melatonin or I have to be really, really, really tired.
Mm-hmm.
And I also was making sure the show didn't like implode in on itself.
Which it basically did.
It basically
honest with
was. Like if what just happened, which my computer like I don't know, just like turned off for some reason. If that happened while I was gone and it was just you and your computer turned off, it would be a disaster.
Oh no, a stream that doesn't work. Can you imagine what the week would have been like?
But also not just the stream, but like all of your notes and all
True.
of your tabs that you have.
No, I
and
give you credit. We're a good like yin yang because there's a lot of things that I feel like I do. Well, like you do what you do well, and I do what I do well.
Right.
Like there's certain things I cannot do that you do.
And there's
Like
certain
you'll
things-
make fun of every graphic I ever post.
and there's certain things that you do that I just don't do.
such as prepare.
No, I prepare, but but
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying.
like
By the way,
lead a show. I can't. I mean, I try, but
Yeah,
you do it way
yeah.
better than me.
oh, it's very kind. Me and Jim are boys again. That's very nice.
It's true.
858 says I flew to Italy and back in May of this year for the first time too, Jim. I got your back. The flight is brutal.
Thank you. It is. It's a.
No,
I'm
I
not,
get
I'm not
it.
like complaining. I'm just telling you a fact. Like,
no, I know it's a
man,
fact.
it's a
I mean,
brutal
I
flight.
flew to South Africa. I get it. It's far.
Yeah.
Uh,
But it's worth it,
619,
though.
pro tip, Jim, always wear compression socks when flying long distances. Did you do that?
Ah, I didn't
Because
do
your
that.
feet expand when you fly. Seriously. And you probably didn't stay hydrated. Were you drinking?
That's why
water?
my feet hurt.
Did you drink a lot of water? And I'm serious when I asked that.
I'm serious.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
I
an
did.
important part of it.
I
It really
did,
is.
yeah.
To stay hydrated.
Yeah, I did.
A glass of water for every hour in the air, some people say.
We had 2 bottles of water that we brought on with us, and then we had constant water on the plane. Probably should have drank more though. After my kidney stone failure
Good point.
disaster of 2024.
Back to the Padres for a moment. I assume this is facetious. Loyal 619 texter says when Tatis comes back, I'm leaving him at the bottom of the lineup in Bryce
No.
Johnson's spot
No.
just to avoid throwing off this vibing offense.
No.
He's not saying he's leaving Bryce Johnson in the lineup. He's just batting Toddy ninth. Can you imagine if Fernando Tatis Jr. returns? Like a top 3 MVP guy, like multiple times his career is batting ninth.
Not gonna happen.
The question I am curious about, and it's not an issue. I'm all good with everything going on with the Padres. So I'm not critical. But it is a legitimate question. My biggest question is when on Tatis? Because I'm excited for it.
We haven't heard anything.
I'm so excited for it. And is it premature? I mean, is there even a guarantee? Is there a guarantee we're going to see him? I think there is.
I would say that I would be shocked if we don't see him.
Me too. That's how I feel.
Unless this stress reaction was worse than we all thought. I don't know. But it's now middle of August. I think his timeline was middle to late August, correct?
I think so. And how about the rehab?
Hasn't even started yet. I mean, he's there.
He's been in San Diego this week, and he's been in Arizona.
He exists.
No, he doesn't. Man, we've seen him a lot in like hoodies.
Right. But it is interesting that we haven't heard a single like definitive update on where he's at and a timeline for potentially when he's going to return.
What about the like Viva Padres on YouTube says they don't need to rush him? Completely fair.
Yeah.
But is there also a window where it's like it gets a little too late? He starts a rehab in the September, and now it's the end of September, and you're counting on him.
He's not a pitcher.
No, I agree with that.
he's
a position player.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
So they'd be much different if you're trying to ramp up as a pitcher.
Right. There's no pitch count here or whatever. Yeah.
But if Tatis is healthy enough to be out there, guess what? He's going to be starting in right field.
Yes.
You're not starting. If Tatis is healthy, you are not starting a postseason game with Bryce Johnson out there over Fernando Tatis Jr.
And no one, of course, would ever propose that.
Now, David Peralta, on the other hand, no, I'm just kidding.
Do you remember? I know it's a joke. Okay, so and here's the thing with Tatis too, and I don't know how clutch he's going to be this year in the postseason, assuming they get there. But there's a moment in time that I'll never forget: the 2-home run game against the Cardinals, with no one there, with that terrible ESPN broadcast. Remember how bad that thing was?
Oh my God!
With all those wild card series going on, but Tatis in front of no one was doing special things against the Cardinals. He was 5 for 11 in 3 games with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Then that's his only postseason. That's right, because we didn't see him in 2022. He was 2 for 11 in the NLDS against the Dodgers. But yeah, I'm with you. Get Tatis healthy, whatever it is what it is, and he's starting every single postseason game, and that's just the deal.
Yeah,
there's no other option.
No, if he's healthy enough to be out there, he's gonna be out there, and it just makes your bench that much better because David Peralta has been really good for this team of late. You have him coming off your bench. You have Donovan Solano coming off your bench. You have Luis Campusano, nice bat off your bench. You have the very versatile Tyler Wadey coming off your bench. He'll take Bryce Johnson's spot. And yeah, I think you feel pretty confident with this team.
There's some funny texts coming in, by the way. We could get to some texts on the other side. We're going to do that. What tickets do we still have to give away? You can text us 70470. Start it with the word team. Brent, what do we have to give away? What have you given away? What have you not given away? Do we have Laney Wilson, I'm assuming? And do we have Chicago with Earth, Wind, and Fire to give away?
No, because we gave those away for Trainwreck.
Okay, so we have Laney Wilson?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do it on the other side. We'll tell you when to call for Laney Wilson tickets. We'll do it coming up next, plus your text. 70470. Start it with team. We'll tell you when to call for 2 free tickets to see Laney Wilson, North Island Credit Union Amphitheater on August 23rd. And again, your text coming up next. We'll take your phone calls as well if you want to talk Padres, who are red hot, hottest team in baseball. 877-767-4760. Jim's back page still ahead. Stay with us. All right, hey guys, us again, Jon and Jim, and we're coming up on one of the best times of the year. Obviously, Padres hopefully trending towards the postseason. Football season right around the corner, and with Underdog Fantasy, you can win 325 times your money. We're talking about thousands of dollars just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player's stats.
Yeah, we've been playing Underdog Fantasy for years, and it's super simple to play. We've been playing Padres Pick'ems all season long. You could win big time money. You don't have to spend a lot to win. And it's as easy as picking 2 players from both teams, higher or lower. Jackson Merrill, the other day, I had higher than a half home run. Didn't win on that, but you could win big time money. All you have to do, higher or lower. And tomorrow, doesn't have it out yet, but I will definitely be playing a Padres pick'em for Friday.
Well, there's no question about it. And Jim's had a couple of $500 winners this season. And making picks on Underdog is so simple, and it's even easier to get started. Go to their mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code Jon Jim, JONANDJIM, and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first pick of entry, plus a deposit offer. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code JONANDJIM to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer.
Must be 18 plus or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms do apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
All right, we're going to hear from Jake Cronenworth and the birthday boy David Peralta. Turns 37 today. Padres cruise to a sweep the Pirates. 8-2 Petco this afternoon on a sunny, warm day. 8-2 win. We'll hear from David Peralta coming up on the Padres 19-3 stretch. We'll hear from them coming up at 4 p.m. Our very own Marty Caswell, Jim, in the clubhouse at this hour after the Padres' big win over the Pirates today.
And usually during an off day following a day game, these guys just like bolt. They're out of there because they want to make sure they get as much time as possible for that off day as they have.
But they're probably traveling ahead.
That's probably also another reason why too. Yeah,
they're on their way to Denver, right?
that makes more sense. Yeah.
They're heading for the airport.
That makes a lot more sense. Than
wearing those compression socks,
probably. But they're also flying way
Charter
better
for an hour.
Yeah, they're flying way more better than either of us would have traveled. So.
Probably true.
Yeah.
A couple of texts rolling in if you want to get to them. 70470, start it with team. If you want to weigh in on the Padres' unbelievable run right now, 877-767-4760. 703 kind of proved my point. By the way, this is always my point. Listen to this, Brent. I used to work 12-hour shifts, 6P to 6A, by myself in a secure room while deployed on a ship for 8 months. And that's why I feel for Jim. He's got it rough. And thank you for your service, 703.
Thank you for your service. And that's a lot.
Yeah, I
He's in the
don't know.
military? I thought he was just like a fisherman.
I don't think so. I think
so,
a deployment is likely service to our country.
I like this one. Jim, grow up, you pansy. Should have paid attention to your honeymoon over the YouTube channel.
I disagree with that. Like,
yeah, you
be
do.
a man. Don't pay attention to Aaron on your honeymoon.
That's what you said to me.
I said.
You said, join me. I'm like, no. I'm like,
Dude,
I'm not joining you at 1 a.m.
I'm going to ask a serious question here because Kristen would have murdered me if from Switzerland, I'm like, oh, honey, let me just call in to like WhatsApp and like join the show or do anything related to the show when I was on my honeymoon. So did Aaron get annoyed at any point, or did you keep it from her because it was the middle of the night and you were on your phone and she was asleep? She had to get annoyed.
Probably she got annoyed,
but she didn't say it.
It was mostly she was sleeping when that first night happened where you and Darnay the whole thing was just a train wreck. I don't know what the hell was going on. And then the next day it was also a train wreck, or maybe it was the first day.
It was all the days of train wreck.
All the day were really bad.
Okay.
When I called into the wrap-up show on, I think it was like Thursday morning.
Oh, that's right. From a train.
On a train to Italy. She did give me a look of like, what are you doing? But she also like shook her head. She's like, of course he is. And then she like took a picture of me like
on the wrap-up show
on the train on our way to Italy at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, which was the game. That was the crazy game, right?
I don't even know, dude. They're all crazy. Is how I remember them.
Yeah.
Okay, so but it didn't lead to some all out.
No, of course
I'm leaving you in Europe.
No, because if anything, she was like, Jim, stop taking so many pictures. I went full like
you went ham on pictures.
I went ham on pictures.
You got a new phone.
I kind of went dad mode a little bit.
Did you have kids?
No, dad mode is in like I take pictures of everything.
Oh, do I do that?
I don't know.
You probably have more pictures on that phone than I do on my phone.
I took so many pictures on this trip, John. We made a album. I took over 600 photos.
That is a lot for a week. So like 100
but
a day.
It wasn't like my dad, when he takes photos, he just like does this, presses on the button, and then just moves his phone.
Like the burst or whatever.
Yeah. And I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? You know, he's like, well, one of them's going to turn out good. I'm like, geez. But I would like take a photo and so I took a lot.
Okay, so we're going to hear from Jay Cronenworth and David Peralta. And I know we're like, well, you don't need to scoreboard watch. Just do what you're doing. I'm watching the Dodgers and the Brewers. I mean, I'm literally watching. Let me see this. Hold on. He's showing me a photo.
So one of the people that we went with, Josh, Claire's husband,
is taking a photo of you taking a photo.
It turned into a bit that
photo of you.
Keep scrolling.
It's all photos of you taking photos.
Correct.
That's really funny.
So they're going to make it into like a TikTok, I think, of me taking photos. Photos of me taking photos.
That's amazing. That's hilarious. So we said earlier, don't scoreboard watch. There's 40 games left. Or you can do it, but don't overdo it. Everything's going to be fine if you play really well. And here I am watching Dodgers and Brewers. And the Dodgers, some people obviously have expected this. Like, when are they going to turn it on? Because they didn't for a couple of months. Well, now they've won 5 straight, and they already have a first inning lead in Milwaukee. It's only a run, but they've loaded the bases. So, like, are you allowing this to ruin anything out of your day, Padres fans? The fact that the Diamondbacks keep winning, that the Dodgers have been winning, that's not spoiling anything for me. I still hold true to the belief that if they keep winning, I'm talking about San Diego, that everything else will take care of itself. We'll see if I'm right or not.
Just keep winning, take care of your own business, and good things will happen. Like, it's not something that you should be sitting here being upset that the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks are winning a bunch of games, because guess what? You're also winning a bunch of games.
Mm-hmm.
You're keeping pace with those teams. And if you continue to take care of your own business, one of these teams are going to fall. One of these teams is going to fall back a little bit.
Has to.
And if they don't, so what? You're still in a really good position to make the postseason, and that's what counts the most.
There's no way that out of the 30 teams in baseball, the best winning percentages are all from the same division, all have. There's no way winning percentage 1, 2, and 3 are all from the same division. But the odds of that have to be 1 in 1,000.
But with the balanced schedule now, it could work.
True, but you're not playing each other a ton.
Right. The only time that the Dodgers play the Padres remaining this year is the last 3 games of the season, or the last series of the season. Same thing with the Diamondbacks.
Just 3 games.
3 games.
It's a great point.
So the balanced schedule makes it easier for 3 teams to go ham and win like 90 plus games.
I wasn't going to say that because I still hold the belief that, yes, you're right. It's not like Padres meet 9 times, therefore there's 9 guaranteed losses. I still just don't believe that 3 teams playing 3 different schedules are all going to play 800 baseball. I just don't see how that's doable. Again, it's doable, but it's unlikely, is my point. Yes, the Dodgers can play well against their opponents. Yes, the Padres, same thing. Yes, the same thing, Diamondbacks. I just don't foresee it. And I say that, and the Dodgers have a huge early lead in Milwaukee already in the first inning.
It's okay.
3-run lead.
Padres have won 19 of 22.
I'm done with this.
Calm down. It's okay. It's fine.
Somewhere Derek Togers is like, told you.
It's okay.
Okay. On the other side, let's hear from Jay Cronenworth and David Peralta, the birthday boy. Peralta homering today. So did Jay Cronenworth. Padres beat the Pirates today 8-2. We promise you Laney Wilson tickets. Let's do that right now. Caller 3, you're going to see Laney Wilson at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater on August 23rd. Did I say caller 3? I think so. Call 877-767-4760. You'll see Laney Wilson August 23rd at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, 877-767-4760. Call right now. Caller 3, you're going to see Laney Wilson. We'll hear from Jay Cronenworth and David Peralta next on Jon and Jim.
What is this? Like, read this. All right, this update is brought to you by Caltrans. Padres completed the sweep today of the Pirates. They have now won 19 of their last 22 games. That's the best mark in franchise history. They have an off day tomorrow before they start a 3-game series with the Colorado Rockies in Denver. They also start a stretch of 18 consecutive games without an off day. Moving over to the NFL, J.J. McCarthy. He is out for the season after he had surgery on his knee for a torn meniscus today. And Matt Judon was traded from the Patriots to the Falcons after he couldn't get a contract extension from the Patriots. Attention, California drivers. The kids of Caltrans workers count on you to keep their loved ones safe. So when you see a highway work zone, please slow down and pay attention. Remember, that's someone's loved one out there. Be work zone alert.
Jim's back page coming up in about 15 minutes. We've had tons of giveaways here today. We're back with you tomorrow at 3 right here as well. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. So we've been talking about it. Padres' big win over the Pirates earlier today, 8-2. In the win, they get home runs from David Peralta, who celebrated his birthday.
37 years old.
His 37th homer. I thought you were going to say, I'm like, man, it's been an amazing year.
It's a great month for David Peralta.
It has been actually a very good month.
Very good month.
But yeah, he's 37. Then you get Jay Cronenworth, who hit a home run early in this one in the first inning, a 3-run shot. Then you get Martin Perez pitching like he did. Jackson Merrill had a big moment in this game with a 2-run triple. So let's hear from both Peralta and Cronenworth. I'm not sure who we're going to hear from first here, but we'll hear from both David Peralta and Jay Cronenworth.
When you say continue to do it besides win,
no, I think continue like the level of intent and work and what we're trying to do every time we come to the park every day, and that's win. But that goal in mind, like it's just that same drive and focus every day on that specific game.
With the understanding that wins are wins, but there were some relievers down today.
Yeah,
how good to come out and
I mean, especially the way Martin's been pitching, come out and give him an early lead and, let him do what he's done since he's come with us. And, that was awesome.
Do you think he got enough of it on the home run? Do you think it was going to get over?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was close. They carried pretty well during the day, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Mike said Jake's in a really good place just now. What's Jake? What's in a good?
No, I mean, I feel good. I mean, work's been good, and and I didn't have the greatest month last month, but I felt like I was still finding a way to get on base, and once a game. And I mean, I know it's I'd like to get on more than just once a game, but I think when you're going bad and you can find ways to get on no matter how, you'll find your way out of it at some point.
I know you guys know how kind of red hot you are right now, but the Diamondbacks are the second hottest team since the break. Dodgers are third. Like, how cognizant are you guys of like what else is going on in the NL West?
Yeah, no, I mean, both of those teams are playing really good right now, and I think you see it when you look at the scoreboard in right field. It's fun. I mean, it's always good especially at the end of the season, we play those two teams, and it's gonna be a fun stretch down.
Did you hear about John's home run today before you hit yours?
I did not. No.
Kind of like things like it was a 3-run home run, you hit a 3-run home run. Kind of feel like you guys are just. You feel like there's any motivation you got to take?
Oh, I mean, we see what they're doing, and it's obviously very impressive. Like, they're playing really good right now, and so are we. And we're focused on us and what we're doing every day, and what can we do to win that game each night.
It's always fun. It's always fun when you do something special to help the team to win. We're having a great time right now. We're having fun. We're doing the right thing. We play the way we're supposed to play, and this clubhouse is like a family. It's a family, so we take care of each other. Like, the offense is doing their job, the defense is doing their job, pitching, relievers are doing great job. So this is the team. This is the team. I love it, and it's fun, and they gave me this victory on my birthday. So that's good. That's good. I'm really excited.
Does that add any more significance at all or anything?
Well, it was my first time hitting a homer on my birthday, so it's really special. And also, it's not just my birthday, it's my daughter's birthday too, so it's not my birthday anymore. So that's good. So I got stuck in 30 because, so it's not my birthday anymore. So, but it's a great gift for her.
Love that. You talk about the ride you've been on this year, getting called up and just being a real facilitator. I think it's the second straight night you've
homered for this series?
It's been special. It's good. It's always good. Like I said, I've been looking for this opportunity, and I'm always thankful for the organization and the coaching staff and everyone to trust me and give me the opportunity to show that I still can do it. So I'm happy. We're going to celebrate today, off day tomorrow. We're going to have a happy fly, and we're going to do the same thing in Colorado.
I'm sure you've seen what your former teammates in Arizona are doing, kind of winning at the same rate that you guys are. Like, what do you guys in here make of that? Like, it's a very tight race. You guys keep winning, but it's also very.
We don't care about what's the noise outside. What's the noise outside? We just concentrate on what we're going to do here and prepare the best way we can do to win today, and whatever happens outside, it happens. So we just have to keep winning and keep doing our job.
Your daughter gets to be here today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she's back home in Florida because she's had to start school, but it was a good gift for her, and it was special too. I wish she could be here.
All right, David Peralta, Jay Cronenworth. I think Peralta has it right. Like, yeah, no, we don't control. And even Cronenworth is like, yeah, you see it. We look at the video boards. We see the Dodgers winning. We see the Diamondbacks winning, and it's great. But you can't get caught up in it.
Another reason why early in the show when I said AJ Preller should win Executive of the Year is David Peralta.
Right.
What he has done in the last week here is, oh, by the way, have a .920 slugging percentage for this team with 3 home runs. He's hitting .440 over the last week. Over his last 30 games, John, he's hitting over 300 with a .560 slugging percentage.
I'll tell you, between the Solanos and the Peraltas, like that combination right now, again, it's not just the highly discussed moves. Arise Cece talk about all day.
Mm-hmm.
But Estrada off waivers, no one knew who he was when he got here. He's had highs and lows. But
Having Waldron start?
Yeah, Waldron starting.
Every day?
Peralta,
every 5th day.
Peralta here, Solano here. And there's other moves, obviously, in there.
That's,
King, I mean, even the Soto trade list, Soto's been awesome. But some of the pieces they've gotten back for Soto have been awesome.
Yeah. Michael King, Kyle Gashioka.
Yeah.
The biggest problem when AJ Preller would build rosters is it was very top heavy. He did not know how to have depth throughout the roster. It was always it's a top heavy roster that AJ Preller usually constructs with the depth that is not there. This team has depth. They do with Solano and Peralta, and when Tatis gets back, and Kyle Higashioka, Campusano, the role players, they do exactly what is asked of them to do. They're not going out there trying to be something that they're not. Tyler Wade, his numbers aren't great, but he is such a vital piece to this team because he does all the little things that Mike Shildt asks him to do. And that's why I would say you get Mike Shildt some truth serum. Tyler Wade's probably one of his favorite players on the team.
Probably. Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, we've talked about that a lot. And maybe, okay, so yes, the Preller gets the credit for building the thing out. It's not as top heavy. He's got 24, 25, 26 accounted for in previous years, but also realized 23, 24, 25, 26. They kept them energized. Like do what you do well. Where others might not appreciate the job they're being asked to do, like in that Tyler Wade position, Tyler Wade embraces it. Why? Because Mike Shildt is big as fan.
Everybody has a role. Everybody knows their role.
Solano doesn't play every day. Peralta, there's a period of time he's not playing a lot.
No, and when Solano does go out there, it gives you quality at bat. Production from him has been great this season when he's been out there. He, the other day, looked like Manny Machado at third base defensively. He's come up with some big time hits this year. He can hit lefties and righties equally as good. There was a moment in time where David Peralta couldn't hit a ball if it would save his life, and now he's turned into a pretty important offensive piece to this team over those last months.
Right. It's like nobody's going to say that the Wades, Peraltas, Solanos are more important than the Merrills, Machados, Bogarts, Tatises. But the truth is, from a win-loss perspective, you need it all. Yeah, exactly. Of course, everyone's always going to lead with Tatis, Machado, whatever. But from a win-loss perspective, they are.
When you get to the postseason, that's when stars have to shine.
You're not going to see a ton of Tyler Wade.
Right. You're not. Probably you're not going to see a lot of Tyler Wade at all.
He might pitch him out.
Postseason, that's when it's time for your stars to step up. To get through a regular season, you're going to need a 26-man roster. All of your guys. That's the problem with this team. You have to rely on one of your bench to play a long period of time. It just hasn't worked because this So this year's team, all of their pieces, they all have their roles, and they're all playing their roles.
Yeah, and honestly, dude, you can play your roles perfectly and not go 19-3. You
That's
can have the best team assembled, in the sport and not go 19-3. I think you said it. There was someone recently, maybe right, Kevin, I read so much of this team. Someone recently was like, "There's a luck factor too. We're getting other teams. We're taking advantage of other teams' mistakes. But here's the thing: they can't guarantee that other teams make mistakes.
Yeah.
And they're taking advantage of other teams to make mistakes.
Keep winning World Series without luck.
Whatever that means, is it because teams make mistakes, or you there's some ridiculous moment that plays out that you take advantage of? Like, some of that stuff is not predictable. But you're right. Like some of it, fortune is a factor in winning at a really high level.
What's the saying? I'd rather be lucky than good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
what the saying.
100% rather be lucky than. I mean,
I think they're good and lucky.
Yeah, you can be really good and you could still lose and be unlucky. Like, hey, you tell me that the ball's going to bounce my way. If the team is good, I'm just saying, like 84 wins, they're not going to win 84 games this year because I think they're going to win more than that.
Yeah.
But 84 wins, like, yeah, you're gonna need some luck, dude, to make it.
Are they heading for 90 for the first time under Preller? Are they heading to a division for the first time under Preller? Let's see what's in store over the final month and a half of the season. All right. On the other side, we do have Jim's Backstage. We're here until 6 p.m. Don't go anywhere. Jim's Backstage is coming up next on Jon and Jim. We've been scoreboard watching. I'm watching this Dodgers Brewers game because it's on TV, and I was all concerned in the first because the Dodgers scored 3 runs, and then Jim's like, everything is fine. The Brewers have loaded the bases with nobody out. And then they
got
didn't
nothing.
score. And now the
Brewers
Dodgers are
suck.
threatening for more.
Are the Brewers like the fakest good team in baseball?
Ooh, I like that.
It's not that. It's you'll learn you can't count on the Brewers for anything.
Like they're good. They have a good record.
I don't know if we're going to learn that.
But they're like, I don't consider them even.
I've learned that
remotely
already
a
in
good
my
team.
life. Anytime I've ever needed the Brewers to do anything for me,
It never
whether it's the
happened.
Cubs or now the Padres, they'll choke every time.
So you're saying they're fake good.
They're fake good. Yeah.
At 67 and 52, they're fake good. Maybe they're in a bad division. Nobody's over 500 other than them.
Yeah. It's a
in
fake
the Central.
Someone's got to be good in that division.
Yeah. So I'm just looking. Is there anyone else that's fake good? Like is Kansas City fake good at 66 and 55?
Whoa. They have the greatest baseball player to ever walk the face of the earth, Sean, and Bobby Witt Jr.
Oh, you don't like Jackson Merrill?
Here we go. Bobby Witt Jr., John, is amazing. This is nothing against Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill is the next coming of Bobby Witt Jr., but Bobby Witt Jr. right now
is better than Jackson?
Is the best player in baseball.
Bobby Witt Jr. right now is the best player in baseball?
I said what I said.
I thought you were saying Jackson Merrill yesterday was.
Best rookie in baseball, Jackson Merrill.
Bobby Witt Jr. Hold on, let me look at
That's right. Jackson will be the best player in baseball in a year. Maybe 2.
Padres fans, you hear that? He's had an amazing year. Whoa.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Jackson Merrill. All right, let's get to it.
You're looking at Bobby Witt. I
His
see
numbers
it.
Well, I'm looking at his numbers.
What are his numbers? Say right now.
They're not very good. He's saying like 180. Negative WAR. It's been a terrible year.
Yeah, horrible year for him.
Awful. Let's get to it. Back page.
It's playing.
Oh, yeah. This has been one of those shows. So,
Because we
I
had to
did
do it.
the.
Yeah, you idiot.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Don't touch my board.
Well, I have to because if I don't touch it, then your headphones are so loud.
They're
can't
not
record
loud.
Spots.
Tell me to turn it down. I'll turn my headphones on all the way. Guy.
Bobby Witt has an 8 WAR season going.
He just hit his 31st home run this year?
No, he didn't.
Oh, no. Sorry. He's on pace for 31 home runs.
Wow, 31. What a number. It's massive.
Him
Ever
or
heard of someone hitting 30 home runs?
Him or Judge MVP right now.
How many Padres are
Him
gonna
or
hit
Judge?
30
It's not
home
even
runs?
close.
Give me the
It's not even
numbers for
close.
Bobby
You
Witt
mean
Jr.
Judge or Soto right
Give me
now?
the numbers for Bobby Witt Jr.
Is that in your back? It's been very good.
Give me the numbers for Bobby Witt Jr.
208.
No, seriously, come on.
9 homers, 19 RBIs. He's got a set. He's hitting 347
He's hitting 347
with 23 homers and 88 RBIs.
What's his WAR? 7 point something right now?
7.7.
How many? Yeah, that's crazy. How many stolen bases does he have?
25.
So he's going to hit 30 season.
Yeah. Well,
he's gonna win the batting
start
title.
a Bobby Witt channel
I might.
and do a show tonight since you're not doing a wrap-up show. Well, let's get to it.
Okay. So if I were to ask you, how much do you think Cheez-Its, the brand Cheez-Its, like the food Cheez-Its that we have in our break room, how much do you think that brand is worth?
A lot.
Give me a number.
Because everyone likes Cheez-Its.
Give me a number.
$1 million. No, I mean, well, do they do other things other than Cheez-Its? Are they part of Kraft?
Yes. So they are part of a brand called Kellanova.
Really?
They have Cheez-Its and Pop-Tarts. Like that's
Oh,
under that.
dude. Well, we talked about Mars. It's like 90 billion. I'll say like 11 bill.
Try 30 bill.
30 bill on Cheez-Its.
Mars, not the planet, the company, whose brands include M&M, Snickers, and Skittles.
What's that? Is that 90?
Is buying the company that has brands like Cheez-Its and Pop-Tarts for nearly $30 billion.
Dude, that's crazy. That is crazy. Dude, food, man. We should have gotten into the food business. Seriously.
Well, how do we like make
We got to make a snack.
I don't
Like
know how to make a
Mr. Beast,
snack.
dude, Jon and Jim candy bars.
We don't have
Half right, half wrong.
but we don't have the resources to do that. We're not rich.
We can start a candy factory, Jim. Is it that hard to start a candy factory?
It's kind of hard to start a candy factory.
Okay, probably true.
Baskin Robbins is giving away free ice cream today.
Oh, great.
Today, participating Baskin Robbins shops across America will be offering what the company calls, quote, melt insurance, which, as Baskin Robbins explains, it's a promotion allowing customers to redeem a free scoop of Baskin Robbins ice cream in the event that a previous ice cream experience ended in a melty mess. But here's the thing: Baskin-Robbins is requiring, quote, no proof of melt, meaning anyone can order up a frosty treat if they want.
Today.
All
right, so get there tonight, essentially.
Folks wishing to take advantage of today's promotion must first download the Baskin-Robbins app and order a single scoop for pickup using the cold, quote, melt, or the cold. They misspelled this. They spelled it cold instead of code at checkout. The deal is not valid for in-store or delivery orders.
Where would Baskin-Robbins rank on your like ice cream experiences? Like if you were going for ice cream, would you?
As like a kid, it's pretty high on the
as
list.
a kid, yes.
But for me now, it's not that high at all.
Yeah, again, I'll go there if I happen to stumble by it, but I don't think I'd go there with intent necessarily.
You know, if there's a Baskin-Robbins and like a Cold Stone Creamery right next door to each other.
Cold Stone, not even close.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Cold Stone. every
Not
time.
even close.
Yeah, no, it's true. Cold Stone's the modern day Baskin-Robbins.
But I would go to Dairy Queen over both of them.
Dude, the gelato
Yeah,
in
I'm with
Italy,
you on
just the
Blizzards?
next level, bro. Oh my god.
The gelato in Italy was better than Baskin-Robbins. I find that hard to believe.
It was way
Well, it's like
better.
they make it there.
Actually, yeah, it's really good.
What's the next gym fact? Spaghetti is better in Italy than it is here.
So is pizza. Pizza's really good.
Is it anything? It's kind of like, I mean, Bobby Witt. Listen, Padres are good, but Bobby Witt.
Is Bobby Witt Jr. better in Italy?
Probably, Brent. I think he might be.
What else you got?
Finally, Oreo and Coca-Cola are teaming up for the ultimate cookie and soda collaboration.
Okay.
Oreos and Coca-Cola are launching the ultimate bestie duo, an Oreo flavored Coca-Cola soda and a Coca-Cola flavored Oreo sandwich cookie.
Pass.
The limited edition Oreo Coca-Cola sandwich cookie boasts a distinctive red and black color block design featuring two unique cakes, one classic chocolate, the one red velvet Oreo cookie stuffed with a smooth white colored cream. And then the limited edition Coca-Cola Oreo Zero Sugar features a captivating design with sleek packaging, with signature Oreo cookie flavors and stacked with Coca-Cola flavors in a bottle.
There's been a lot of food talk on this back page. This has got me kind of hungry for like snacks. Not necessarily a meal, but like maybe a cookie, maybe some ice cream. That doesn't sound great to me, by the way.
No,
what you
No,
just
it
said.
doesn't. No.
What does sound good is free ice cream.
Oreo is offering the exclusive pre-sale for these cookies and soda starting September 2nd.
Okay. Coming up. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know if I'd want that.
So what I've learned, here's what I'd like to do. I want to start, I want a chocolate bar item for the show. Is anyone listening or watching working like the chocolate business?
We want to make chocolate.
What, like an edible?
No, I want like a
Yeah, we
Jon
want
and
weed.
Jim candy bar.
We want edibles to F us up.
Or like
please.
a vegan candy bar. Half vegan, half pepperoni.
No, because you just ruined the candy bar.
Half vegan, half pepperoni. We'll talk it. They'll be talking about it everywhere. We'll be huge.
Go buy salami.
Okay. All right, we're going to be back tomorrow. Padres off day. We'll be talking some San Diego State football a couple of weeks out. We'll have a high state football player join us actually coming up tomorrow, I believe, in the 3 o'clock hour. And of course, we'll get you ready for Padres and Rockies coming up Friday as well. So join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. San Diego Sports 760, free iHeartRadio app. You can find us on YouTube as well. Search for Jon and Jim 760. If you missed anything today, if you listen to us on podcast, please leave a review. We appreciate it. Find us on iTunes, iHeartRadio app, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, and more. We're on social at Jon and Jim, JONAND JIM. Before we get out of here, scoreboard watching, Brewers are on the board, trailing the Dodgers.
Oh, yes.
For Brent and Swish Jim. I'm Jon. Keep it here. It's San Diego Sports 760.
Ciao.